possibly can. But man, I think that's pretty much wraps up day one, right?
I think we've had a very nice rewind, but we got to get out of here.
Let's do
Something
it.
time being. 3, 2, 1.
Ice Whitey.
Oh.
How did you guys just get here? Hello, welcome. I might need your teleportation machine. Lace here, Hot Jukes, Xander.
live कर लिया
Guys,
मैंने, ठीक है?
today we'll be crushing some keys. Obviously, we've got our bottom three. That is a bubble that we need to be incredibly careful of and watching ever so slightly throughout this competition in our 6 matches. Now, of course, we've got Alula, Club Esports, Thunder Talk Gaming, and X-Force Rejects sitting in that bottom three. Hot Jukes, what do you feel like these teams may need to do to push their way up into that middle?
They need to do a whole lot.
Oh,
That's for sure. We have substituted ourselves here. All right, so we are now in the studio. When it comes to those bottom three, they got a lot of work to do. But you know what? It can be done pretty quickly.
Let's go! Whoa,
most important maps here because 20 eliminations, a chicken dinner, 30 points would pretty much lock them in and even give them an opportunity to get into that top 5. So when it comes to those bottom 3 teams, I hope they did their homework. Team Flash definitely did yesterday. So when it comes to them, they're going to be set up for those bottom 3 though. They got to make it happen.
Yeah, and I mean, esports, if they can just hit a 5-point average, they will actually be able to skyrocket up, overtake the teams, and get into that position. But I'm looking at S-Force Rejects there, Xander. They are right on the tippy bottom with only 16 points.
Yeah, I mean, even their drop spots feel a little bit weak right now, sadly, and I've been worried about them. I have been worried about them. I think even when we were watching it, it didn't feel super confident yesterday, and they were cruising. There wasn't really even much to comment on during the games. It felt like they're going out quite early. I'd like to see a bit of a change today. Again, we have seen that you can have a really bad match.
ਹੋਰ ਸੁਣਾ ਵੀ ਮੁੰਡਿਓ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੀ ਹਾਲ ਚਾਲ ਆ ਬਾਈ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ We are back again with Watch Party. Let's go. हाँ आ रही है
ट्रैक करने का ऑप्शन नहीं आ रहा सोल्टर को
कहाँ है अबे मैंने तेरे को दिए तो हैं रूल्स यार कहाँ है वो ट्रैक कहाँ करना है करता हूँ तेरे पास यार रूल्स कहाँ है रूल्स सारे रूल्स को दे रखे हैं यार तेरे को और कौन सा रूल असॉल्टर आवाज आ रही है
Right, we got other squads that are like meat, and they're all set up. But 4 Thrives are that hot, fresh chicken dish, right?
I am hungry, yes.
They're just put right there on the
Let's go! भाई कल तुसी लाइव स्ट्रीम ऑफ कर दी एंड चिकन आ गया भाई ऐसे ही है भाई मेरे को पता था मैं
वापस लेना
कहाँ गया
I don't know if you've got a
blazer
under this or anything like that, but that's fine.
असॉल्टर आवाज आ रही है हेलो
hello
They don't always show you when you need them to, but during a group stage, it can be great. During the finals, maybe not so much. But who doesn't like someone who shows up at not maybe the best time?
Which group match भाई जो कल वाला ग्रुप था सभी के 2 ग्रुप मैच ही हैं तेरे को मैं सच बताऊं कल भी हो गया आज ओजी का डिसाइडर मैच है अगर ओजी हैशटैग 5 आ गई
हैं भाई
हैं
टोटल मैच कितने ओजी के बाद
12 मैचेस हैं 12 ओजी के 12 ही गॉडलाइक के 6 मैच हो गए
मैच कितने हो गए 6 हो गए तो 6 मैच बच रहे और आज में 6 हो जाएंगे पूरे
आज में 6 हो जाएंगे शायद हाँ जो हो जाएंगे 6 और एक सेकंड जेट मैं थोड़ा सा ना कैमरा लेफ्ट कर दूंगा जेट छोटा कर दूं कैमरा साथ में ये लो दिस कोमल दैट मैं आखा है 2021 च ਵਰਤ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਭਾਣਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੁਣ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਵਾਪਸ ਜੋ ਮੈਂ ਸੀ ਕੋਲੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਫਾ ਉਹ ਸਰਵਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਆ ਸਿੰਘ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਗਾਇਬ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਪਾਇਆ ਮੈਂ ਯਾਰ ਜੈਟ ਵਾਚ ਬਾਲਟੀ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਦੇਖਣੀ ਆ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਹੋਰ ਸੁਣਾ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਗਾਇਬ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਯਾਰ ਬ్రో ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ ਮਿਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਇੱਕ ਸਰਵਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ What do you think अगर जोनाथन होता तो वो कैसा परफॉर्म करता अबे पता नहीं भाई मेरे को नहीं पता भाई
क्या
and then will determine do they make it through to finals at the bottom.
Watch Party.
We were expecting them
live
minimum.
Let's go.
To finals and like you're saying if this is a situation where
हेलो सहज भाई की हाल चाल EWC इंडिया लगाओ हिंदी में इजी रहेगा चैट भी अरे जानी भाई हिंदी वाले चैनल की परमिशन नहीं है इसका ना एक प्रोसीजर होता है जैसे हम ये अभी वॉच पार्टी कर रहे हैं ना तो ये इनका ऐसा होता है कि हमको फॉर्म फिल करना पड़ता है। जब हम फॉर्म फिल करते हैं ना, देन उसके बाद ना वो अपने को मेल भेजते हैं कि आप अप्रूव हो चुके हो, ये रहा चैनल, इस चैनल के थ्रू आप वॉच पार्टी करोगे, ठीक है। अगर हम उस चैनल के थ्रू नहीं करते, किसी और चैनल से करते हैं ना, तो इनका ऑटोमेटेड सिस्टम होता है। ऑटोमेटेड सिस्टम में ऐसा होता है कि कोई भी अगर उसको ब्रॉडकास्ट करता है तो ऐसे स्ट्राइक आ जाती है, समझ रहे हो। इसी की ही प्रमोशन इसी की ही है अपने पास यार। कल स्नैक्स भाई स्टार्टिंग में हिंदी में ही कर रहे थे, शायद उनको भी मैसेज आ गया होगा। अभी भी वो अब अंग्रेजी में कर रहे हैं, तो करना पड़ेगा भाई अपने को, है ना। थैंक यू सो मच जशनदीप सिंह फॉर दी 1000 ज्वेल्स यार। चैट आज बताओ यार, आज क्या लग रहा है आपको, रोंडो में क्या कैसे मारेंगे बंदे अपने। मैच का टाइम बस शुरू होने वाला है। रोंडो भाई, रोंडो डिसाइडर मैच है। अगर ओजी ने रोंडो बढ़िया खेल लिया ना, मतलब मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि
क्वालीफाई कर जाएगी डायरेक्ट।
हाँ डायरेक्ट क्वालीफाई। ये रोंडो अगर इन्होंने 20 पॉइंटर भी मार दिया ना, मेरे अकॉर्डिंग में सीधा 65 पॉइंट हो जाएंगे इनके। एटलीस्ट 20 पॉइंट्स तो चाहिए यार। बाकी आप बताओ यार क्या लग रहा है।
और ओजी में सिर्फ 3 पॉइंट का ही डिफरेंस है, ज्यादा बड़ा डिफरेंस भी नहीं है।
पर बात ये है ना, ये DRX, अरोरा गेमिंग, निगमा गैलेक्सी, गोड एंड फोर्थ राइज, ये भाई नेक्स्ट लेवल पे चल रही है। कल ये निगमा गैलेक्सी #16 पे थी और अभी #3 पे है, तो खुद देख ले भाई इन्होंने क्या मोमेंटम पकड़ा यार। इनका बंदा बहुत बढ़िया खेला। सोल अच्छा खेलेगा। सोल का तो मैच बाद में है ना, वो वाला जो PNC है शायद, क्या आता PMNC शायद, उसमें है 25 पॉइंट। सही है। कंपटीशन तो बहुत तगड़ा है यार। टॉप 5 बताओ। टॉप 5 मैं बताता हूँ भाई। टॉप 5 में मेरे को लग रहा है कि फ्यूरिया कर सकती है भाई कमबैक। फ्यूरिया कर सकती है कमबैक, इनके बंदे भाई तगड़े हैं, ठीक है।
ये टॉप 3 एलिमिनेट हो जाएगी
ये टीम। हाँ टॉप 3 ये गई भाई।
वहाँ पे ग्रे बन रखा है।
हाँ ग्रे बन रखा है। चैट किस किस को लगता है कि आज ओजी क्वालीफाई करेगी? कोई गल नहीं ਵੀਰੇ, ਦੇਖਾਂਗੇ ਜੀ ਯਾਰ। ਜਾਨੀ ਭਾਜੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਬਸ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ, ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਦੋਵਾਂ ਦੀ ਪਰਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ, ਆਪਾਂ ਬੋਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਹਨਾ। अरोरा विल डोमिनेट टुडे भाई। बेंचो अरोरा का भी अलग ही हो रहा है। फ्यूरिया पे मेजी ने पनौती लगा दी है, नहीं हो पाएगा। चलो ठीक है, देखते हैं मेजी अच्छा मेजी अच्छा पनौती लगाता है या मैं अच्छी पनौती लगाता हूँ। MVP टॉप होगा। अभी MVP कौन चल रहा है? फलक चल रहा है क्या भाई? ज्वेल वाला की सीन है जशन वीरे, ज्वेल वाला सीन इदा वा तुसी सपोर्ट करोगे तो लाइक मोर लाइक सुपर चैट है। ज्वेल्स मोस्टली आप सभी को फ्री मिलेंगे एंड वो आप अपने स्ट्रीम किसी फेवरेट स्ट्रीमर को गिफ्ट कर सकते हैं, तो उसके अपने को मिलते हैं पैसे। जैसे आपने 1000 भेजा है तो इसका हमको 400-500 रुपया मिलेगा यूट्यूब की तरफ से। भाई इनका चेक कर भाई, स्टैट चेक करेंगे। 40 बढ़िया खेल रही है यार।
Such an interesting thing.
40
Yes,
बढ़िया
you can
खेल
see
रही
the
है।
stats on screen here, but I want to also mention here that these rotations are
ठीक है, मेरे को नहीं पता भाई कितने बंदे मेरे को नफरत करेंगे इस चीज को लेके, बट यार 40
वो लोग अच्छा खेलती
अच्छा
है,
खेलते हैं भाई, अच्छा है ना। अगर बुरा खेलेंगे तो बुरा ही बोलेंगे ना। सो बस स्पोर्ट्समैनशिप रखनी चाहिए बंदे को हमेशा, है ना।
The difference comes with their splits, right? 4 thrives like a really structured 1-3-2-2.
भाई ये
Very, very
जो क्या
disciplined.
मारते हैं भाई,
Go on
इनके
the
सारे
other hand
खेलने
here,
वाले हैं यार।
They like to spread out. They are a
कल
little
आरू ने
bit
भी 1v4
looser with
किया
what they're
और
doing.
लोग बोल रहे थे
I really like what we've seen from Goat Team, but they're very
लोग बोल रहे थे कि आरू का गन पावर वीक है और बेंचो 10 किल अकेला करके बैठा हुआ है, बताओ।
really good times for them. But otherwise, if you look at the games where they don't get chicken dinners, no placement points, very low eliminations, they're very topsy-turvy, very
इसमें प्लेयर्स
inconsistent,
के
which
पास
can
स्किन क्यों नहीं
make
है
up for your bad
भाई?
performances.
ये
But Goat
टूर्नामेंट्स होते हैं ना, ये टूर्नामेंट्स पे न्यू आईडी देते हैं सभी को। कोई रीजन होते हैं, मेरे को भी वो रीजन नहीं पता, मेरे को बताया तो था किसी स्पोर्ट्स प्लेयर ने, पर हर बार न्यू आईडी देते हैं ये
consistently at the top of these rankings.
वो मतलब सिर्फ उन्हीं स्किन्स को प्रमोट करते हैं जो नहीं आई होती है।
हाँ
और
भैया आप क्यों नहीं गए EWC खेलने?
When you're talking about fourth
भाई
times, you got to talk about
मैं
two
iPad player
players
हूँ ना, मैं
from fourth
खेलते
times.
नहीं हूँ
We're going to be taking a look at the top 5 players of day one.
PUBG
And
का
in
जो
first place is
टूर्नामेंट
none
होता है उसमें
other
तो सारी स्किन्स देते हैं शायद वो उनको।
ओजी के 6 मैच है भाई आज। अरे भाई इनके टॉप 5 प्लेयर में ये चेक कर, यार इसके 15 किल हैं तो इसके 14 हैं, तो इस ये टॉप पे
डैमेज
क्यों है?
ज्यादा है और उसके नॉक्स भी ज्यादा है ना, देखो सर्वाइवल टाइम भी थोड़ा सा ज्यादा है।
यार फ्लावर कल बढ़िया खेला था भाई रोंडो में, ये देख भाई, ये नीड चेक कर, इसका नीड भी बढ़िया चलता है यार।
वो देखा, उसके नॉक्स 17 थे लेकिन उसके किल सिर्फ 14 थे।
हाँ।
और फलक के नॉक्स थे 13 और उसके किल थे 15, तो उसने 2 किल चुराए हैं और इसको किल ही नहीं मिल रहे उल्टा, इसके किल चोरी हुए हैं उल्टा, या तो रिवाइव हो गया।
150 लोग आए हैं सिर्फ, तो भैया अभी पूरे इंडिया के स्ट्रीमर्स कर रहे हैं वॉच पार्टी। मैं तो नया हूं ना वॉच पार्टी में, मेरे को वॉच पार्टी में भी 150 लोग देखने आए हैं, मेरे लिए तो सही है यार। बीइंग अ रीजनल क्रिएटर 150 लोग भी यार, आई एम हैप्पी विद दिस ब्रो, एटलीस्ट आई गॉट परमिशन यार, परमिशन मिली है मेरे लिए, बहुत बड़ी बात है। मैं ये वॉचिंग के लिए नहीं कर रहा भाई, ये स्ट्रीमिंग एंड ऑल, ये जो वॉच पार्टी कर रहा हूँ ये मैं इसलिए कर रहा हूँ कि यार मैचेस तो वैसे भी देखने ही है, क्यों ना आप लोगों के साथ देख लूं, है ना। सो यार 150 से 40 ही भी रह जाए यार, बहन जो फन करना चाहिए।
Yeah, for them it has to be that synergy that we were able to spot yesterday. Remember,
आज किसी के साथ कंट्रोवर्सी कर लूंगा और व्यूज आ जाएंगे, हम कंट्रोवर्सी के सिर से नहीं चले ना ब्रो।
fighting with Lord, the synergy that they were having, one was throwing an A, one was pushing as well. That's what you want to see out of that squad that wants to be in the top 5.
That is an S tier push
भाई
right there. Good
मैं
on to
मजाक नहीं कर रहा चैट, अभी मैं आपको एक बात बताता हूँ, मेरे को ना किसी का फोन आया था, अभी मैं नाम नहीं लूंगा ठीक है, पता नहीं इसकी क्लिप बनेगी कि नहीं बनेगी, मैं पहले सॉरी मांग लूं भाई आपसे। मेरे को फोन आया भाई किसी से, गॉड लाइक में से आया था, तो स्वाइटी बता दूं कि रहने दूं, बोलूंगे रहने दूं?
मर्जी है भाई तुम्हारी,
कुछ गलत तो नहीं है ना उसमें?
गलत तो पता नहीं यार, नहीं है, गलत तो नहीं है,
गलत तो नहीं है शायद यार मेरे से, है ना, मेरे हिसाब से तो भाई
मेरे हिसाब से भी गलत है नहीं उसमें कुछ, अगर कोई बुरा मानेगा गॉडलाइक फैन या फिर जो भी है।
नहीं बुरा तो नहीं है यार, कुछ गलत तो नहीं है आई गेस यार। चैट आप बताना गलत है कि क्या है, मेरे को ना चैट कॉल आई,
चैट ही बता देगी,
आप बताना ठीक है। मेरे को ना किसी की कॉल आई गॉड लाइक से, तो ना वो ना इनडायरेक्टली जैसे पहले ना वो कह रहे हैं कि हम आपको EWC लेके जाएंगे, ठीक है। मैं कहा ठीक है कोई दिक्कत नहीं, ले जाओ। क्या फिर कह रहे हैं कि आपने ना गॉड लाइक के लिए कंटेंट बनाना है जैट। मैंने बोला कोई दिक्कत नहीं भाई, डाल देंगे कंटेंट, ये वीडियोस डाल देंगे, रील्स डाल देंगे, ब्लॉग डाल देंगे, है ना। तो फिर उसके बाद वो बोल रहे हैं कि चलो ठीक है हम आपका सारा कुछ करते हैं EWC का, फिर हम आपको जल्दी बताते हैं। मैं कहा ठीक है। देन उसके बाद वो बोल रहे हैं कि आप गॉड लाइक ज्वाइन करना चाहोगे। मैं कहा नहीं यार, ऑर्ग नहीं मैं कोई ज्वाइन करने वाला, मेरा मन नहीं है कोई ऑर्ग ज्वाइन करने का। तो फिर वो बोल रहे हैं कि चलो ठीक है हम आपको बता देंगे EWC लेके जाना है कि नहीं जाना। मेरे को मैसेज ही नहीं आया भाई कोई उसके बाद कि हाँ भाई आपको लेके जा रहे हैं, नहीं लेके जा रहे हैं, कुछ ऐसा हो गया वैसा हो गया। फिर मैं सोचूं कि यार भाई शायद इन्होंने मेरे से इनडायरेक्टली ज्वाइन करने का पूछा होगा, है ना। अगर मैं ज्वाइन कर लेता शायद वो मेरे को EWC ले जाते पेरिस, है ना। सो मेरे को यार मैं अभी सभी की स्टोरीज देख रहा हूँ ना, तो मेरे को लग रहा है कि यार भाई बहन जो तो पेरिस जाके देखता, मैं भी देखता, आईफिल टावर देखता, कंटेंट बनाता। पर मतलब कि कोई ये नहीं है कि भाई मैं किसी और से नफरत करता हूं, भाई मेरी सभी के साथ अच्छी बनती है। पर रीजन इज दैट आई एम नॉट ज्वाइनिंग एनी ऑर्ग कि यार भाई मेरे को जो देखने वाले बंदे हैं ना वो हर किसी ऑर्ग के वो हैं पर्टिकुलर, समझ रहे हो। अगर मेरे को कोई 200 बंदा देख रहा है, इसमें से आधे बंदे टीम एपेक्स गेमिंग के फैन होंगे, आधे सोल के होंगे, आधे गॉड लाइक के होंगे, आधे RNTX के होंगे और आधे सिर्फ मेरे फैंस ही होंगे, है ना। सो मैं किसी का दिल नहीं तोड़ना चाहता था यार, इसलिए मैंने मना कर दिया यार। मैंने सोचा यार अभी मेरे को नहीं पता कि मैंने गलत किया कि सही किया, बाकी आप बताओ। मैं नहीं चाहता कि यार भाई कि मैं किसी की कोई मेरे बारे में कोई बुरा बोले या कुछ ऐसे। मैं न्यूट्रल चलता हूं यार, चाहे मेरे को वॉचिंग आए चाहे ना आए, चाहे मेरा पैसा बने चाहे ना बने, है ना। पर एक टाइम पे मेरा मन तो बन गया था ज्वाइन करने का, बट फिर मैंने सोचा यार छोड़ यार भाई, बहुत लोगों को बुरा लगेगा।
To be in a bad position on the table, so this was kind of an impact, a new thing for us, because you are always like contesting to the finals or in a top 3, 4, and find yourselves in like bottom.
अभी देखा जाए टैग में से अपने कीओ से बात होती है, हर्ष, हाइड्रो, इन सभी से बात होती है, ठीक है, जॉनी से हो जाती है, सोल में से अपने सारे बंदे बढ़िया है यार, जोकर, नकुल, ठीक है, गॉबलिन, ठीक है, इन तीनों से बात होती है। सोल में से चलो हर सभी से बात होती है यार, बहुत बढ़िया बंदे हैं सोल वाले, ठीक है। अभी RNTX में से, RNTX में अपना कौन बंदा है जिससे बात होती है? स्वाइटी घातक भाई से हो जाती है, ठीक है। मतलब कि ऑलमोस्ट सभी के साथ बढ़िया है यार, मैं चाहता नहीं हूँ यार कुछ ऐसा हो, बट अभी OG में आतंकी भाई से हो जाती है, ठीक है।
चैट में भी जो कौन सी और को सपोर्ट करता है?
चैट आप में से कौन किस और को सपोर्ट करता है बताओ यार, आप अपनी और को बताओ जिसके आप डाई हार्ड फैन हो।
So since no one has applied pressure on them, we were a little bit exposed.
ये Furia का कोच है
us because they had one guy over the check in our like right side, so the other two guys couldn't help the other two guys, so we were kind of splitted.
सारे टैग के फैन है क्या भाई?
Any team like Nigma was applying
जलंधर ये टाइगर, ये मेरी और का गई
like
एक
a perfect split. This happens.
It happens. I think you're right. I think Flash had so much room to work with, so that really benefited them. And finally, Los Leones, obviously a bit of a hard time with Los Leones. I mean, for a lot of teams, right? It's always going to be difficult.
यार ऐड तो नहीं आ रही आपको, मेरे को आप ये बताओ, ऐड तो नहीं आ रही?
Split across the warehouse outside
मेरे को बता देना अगर ऐड आई, मैंने बंद कर रखी है वैसे।
Inside Los Leones, which I think is smart if it shifts away. But then you kind of had a bit of a dysfunction at the junction, as it were. So talk to me about that.
So I think the idea wasn't to have this split, because the main problem was like we had an idea of getting like the building the exits of Los Leones.
कोई बात नहीं यार, कभी लाइफ में ऐसा हुआ ना कि बेंच तो बस अभी गांड फट चुकी है, अभी बस काम चाहिए, तो भाई कोई एक और को ज्वाइन कर लूंगा, ठीक है। कोई एक आदि तो ज्वाइन करनी पड़ेगी, सही बोल रहे हैं ना सॉल्टर? अगर भाई इस गेमिंग कम्युनिटी में सर्वाइव करना है ना, तो आपको और के साथ बना के रखनी पड़ेगी यार। जो बंदा सभी के अगेंस्ट चलता है ना, वो बस खत्म है भाई। मेरी थिंकिंग ये है, तो इन फ्यूचर देखता हूँ यार, बट टू बी ऑनेस्ट मेरी प्रायोरिटी SATUL है कि लाइक उधर अपने सारे बंदे अपने कंटेंट बनाने के लिए। अभी SATUL एक बार फिर उसके लिए हो गई नॉमिनेट, है ना? उसके लिए स्नैक्स भाई, स्नैक्स भी हो गया नॉमिनेट स्ट्रीमर ऑफ द ईयर, है ना? थक भाई हुए ई-स्पोर्ट्स पर्सनालिटी ऑफ द ईयर। सो भाई ई-स्पोर्ट्स वाले अवार्ड्स, वो कौन से अवार्ड का नाम क्या होता है? वो
कौन सा अवार्ड
जो इनको ये सोल वाले 4 बार जीते हैं?
पता नहीं यार,
कौन सा अवार्ड कौन सा होता है, मेरे को नाम भूल गया यार।
और ई-स्पोर्ट और शायद पता नहीं, चैट बता देगी ना, चैट को पता होगा।
ग्रैमी, अरे ग्रैमी नहीं भाई, कंटेंट ग्रुप ऑफ द ईयर, अरे ई स्पोर्ट्स अवार्ड होते हैं, मेरे को नाम नहीं याद ब्रो। बिक्सी भी लाइव है, अभी सारे लाइव आएंगे जिसके पास वॉच पार्टी की परमिशन है। रोंडो का प्रेडिक्शन दो, रोंडो का प्रेडिक्शन दूं, सच बताऊं मेरे को लगा 40 भाई, मैंने 40 के बहुत बार मैच देखे, इनका रोंडो बढ़िया है यार। लेट्स गो, ऑन दो लगा शुरू होना। बड़ी स्टेज चेक कर भाई एक बार, बहुत पैसा लगा रखा है इनके पास, तो बहुत स्पॉन्सर है ना।
हाँ वही तो, अरे EWC
भाई लेट्स गो भाई, इंडिया टीम को हाइप करो यार, इंडिया का फ्लैग नहीं रुकना चाहिए चैट में। ये सारे प्लेयर बैठे हैं कैसे?
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue for our day 2 of the PMWC group stage. Today, 5 teams will secure their spots into the finals.
भाई का नाम है लुट्टी, हाईवे में लुट्टी गई वे बाबला, लुट्टी है भाई का नाम, लुट्टी।
And Barney, the standing can change very quickly, but one thing remains the same. Every team want to avoid these bottom 3
E-sports content group of the year। हाँ भाई, ये ज्वेल्स बेचते रहो फ्री वाले यार, अगर आपके पास है ना, ये फ्री वाले ज्वेल्स बेचते रहो यार।
Are going to be crushed, and so it's time to close out Group A।
आज भाई की भी क्रश होगी। फ्यूरिया भाई, इनकी जर्सी बढ़िया लगी, ऑल ब्लैक Esports, इनकी जर्सी भी ठीक है, मैं रेड करूंगा जर्सी। फ्लैश, ये फ्लैश की जर्सी भी बढ़िया है ब्रो, इनकी भी अच्छी है ना। ये नॉर्मल है, ग्रेटेस्ट ऑफ ऑल टाइम, ये भी बढ़िया है, मतलब नाम बढ़िया है, जर्सी का पैटर्न भी ठीक है।
ये भी क्रेजी तो क्रेजी लग रहा है।
वाइट एंड रेड नहीं, ये ठीक है, इतना अच्छा नहीं लगा। ये स्पोर्ट्स कोटे वाले लग रहे हैं, जैसे होते नहीं है ये जो ओलंपिक वगैरह खेलने जाते हैं।
वो बाहर ये सब खेलते हैं ना।
एवरेज
ये भी नॉर्मल है, एवरेज है, ये तो बेसिक है भाई। इनको वैन जो पॉर्च करता है ब्रो, स्पॉन्सर टैग चेक कर भाई, पॉर्च का लगा हुआ है भाई।
इनको
अरे ये DRX को DRX को पॉर्च करता है भाई, पॉर्च स्पॉन्सर है। आ रही है, अरे DRX की बात कर रहा हूँ जो जीत के गई थी पिछला PMWC। ओजी की भी बढ़िया जर्सी ब्रो।
एक सेकंड में डिस्कनेक्ट करके आ रहा हूँ।
इनकी भी ठीक ठाक है, इनके पास स्पॉन्सर नहीं है कोई। स्टार्ट होने वाला है, ये बढ़िया है भाई। ये बेंचो बैगी से ना, ये अलुल्ला का भी बढ़िया है भाई। इनका नाम अलुल्ला है जैट, अगर मैं अलुल्ला बोलूंगा ना तो गुस्सा मत करना। ये बढ़िया है, गुड जर्सी। लेट्स गो भाई। आज मैं उल्फ का वेट करूंगा यार, कि यार उल्फ वाले कुछ नेक्स्ट लेवल करते हैं यार। मैं लकड़ी हो गया।
ये क्या करती है?
ओजी का ग्रुप हार्ड है या फिर गॉडल का?
ब्रो मैंने गॉडलाइक का ग्रुप भी नहीं देखा, टू बी ऑनेस्ट। कल देखेंगे। चैट फ्री वाले ज्वेल्स आने दो भाई W स्टेज में, लेकिन यार देखने वाले बंदे कम है ना शायद से।
8 टीम है क्या इसमें?
नहीं 8 टीम नहीं है, 8 टीम तो 16 ही है।
तो 8 की टीम की बैठने वाली जगह बाकी
दूसरी साइड होगी ना। 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 आई डोंट नो मैन, बंदे तो काफी हैं भाई। यार मैं मतलब साला कितना बढ़िया लगता है ना कि यार आप अपनी कंट्री को इंटरनेशनल रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हो। मैं बस आपको नॉर्मल बात कहूंगा, ये हम सैमसंग वाले जो प्ले गैलेक्सी टूर्नामेंट खेलते हैं ना, मतलब कि वहां पे जाके अगर मैं खेलता हूं ना तो मैं जीत के आता हूं, मेरे को ऐसा लगता है मैंने भाई पंजाब को रिप्रेजेंट कर दिया भाई, पंजाब का प्लेयर है, सिरा हो गई ये वो। पर ये तो भाई देश का झंडा लेके गए हुए हैं इतनी दूर यार।
कोई बाहर कंट्री के,
वो भी बाहर कंट्री में बेंचो, कोई साला चाइना का है, कोई भाई
वही तो भाई
कोरिया का है, कोई
अलग ही फीलिंग आती होगी।
हाँ
खुद स्पैमर था इतना भयंकर।
बाजी ओजी के पहले मैच में 12 पॉइंट आएंगे। अबे चुप कर बे हौले। ओजी का ग्रुप हार्ड है। अच्छा यार भाई ये देखो एक्वानॉक्स की तरह खेलता है
मेरे को पता है बहुत सारी।
ये देख कल चिकन आया था ओजी का भाई, आज तो फुल पंप भाई मैं।
अरोरा ने भी चिकन निकाला था क्या?
किसने? अरोरा ने नहीं, हाँ निकाला था, एक निकाला था एंगल का।
Hi there guys and welcome back for day 2 here at PMWC
EWC.
It's me, as well as Mr. Hodgins, who's joining me here today. Very excited to get into this one. We have 6 more matches so far of Group A to get ourselves through today. There's a lot of teams will be going home today. Will be getting crushed, Hodgins.
That is correct. 3 to be exact. 3 teams, keys, dreams are going to be all done at the end.
भाई अगर आज ओजी ने राउंडो में बढ़िया खेला ना तो मैं सभी प्लेयर को रॉयल पास दूंगा।
For that top 5, I mean, we still have 6 matches left to go. That's still plenty of time, right? Even for the teams all the way at the bottom.
इनकी ये चेक कर लीड, जिसके साथ ये सारा कुछ कनेक्टेड कर रखा है। ये देख, ये रहा साउंड मैनेज करने वाला। ये है ना कुछ नेक्स्ट लेवल चीज। अभी ये देखना पंखे के साथ रख रखा है, ये साउंड वाला है सारा।
देख क्या
चार्जिंग भी हो रही होगी साथ में, है ना? ये देख मैप रख रखा है, ये आईजी होगा पक्का।
भाई ये क्या है? क्रेजी कुछ है तो।
ये OBS बोर्ड का ये कैमरा है, ये साउंड मिक्सर है। अबे ये कौन है बे?
This year to make their way through. I think that it's an interesting one, especially for Geek. Again, there wasn't a massive amount of hopes and dreams laid on this team, but they have surprisingly performed so far. It's been nice to see they came out swinging with a chicken dinner start of the day yesterday.
Yeah.
But again, we talked about it during the STC Rewind. But 4 Thrives, yeah. Four Thrives looking great. They are still looking great, and I think they will continue to look great. Strong Rondo. Do you think it's going to happen again?
It's going to be tough, right? I think that Rondo being
ये बहुत लंबा टाइम होता है ना, कितना 514 सेकंड
5 6 7 8 इधर है, 8 दूसरी साइड है.
And are going to mix things up. I mean, I know one team in particular for sure is Enigma Galaxy, because they got taken out immediately on that Rondo there. They said that, no, yeah, Team Flash, they hunted us down, and I think that the whole lobby at this stage, they saw that.
वो साउंड ब्लॉक करने के लिए,
हाँ, noise cancellation.
Even 4 Thrives, I've got to maybe.
अरे godlike की जर्सी पहन गया है बे.
ओए, हाँ दिखा देगा.
W बे.
Get it done here.
Let's go. Let's get started.
As it looks like we got the playing going. Let's get this started.
And we are down towards the south portion.
भाई एक बंदा पूछ रहा है कि अपने प्लेयर्स VPN लगा के खेल रहे हैं क्या?
For some of these teams to make their mark here and progress into the rest of PMWC. For some teams, it will be the final hurdle that will trip them up. See what they can make happen. This is a difficult playing path, here on Rondo down towards the south side. A lot of the northwest, some long shoots here.
वही किसी लोगो भी वही है पुराना वाला.
हाँ, D+ किया वाला ही है. पहले D+ किया था ना, अब इनके पास Porsche है. हाँ, पहले किया स्पॉन्सर थी, अभी Porsche स्पॉन्सर कर रही है इनको.
Action as they might have liked over towards Yulin. There was a lot of fighting in Neox factory.
But yeah, you can see here, no double plane path, just the southern one. You can see the team starting to hop on out.
Let's go.
You got to make sure that you.
भाई फ्यूरी का एक बंदा चला गया recall देने. लाने पाओ में. ये देखो फ्यूरी का बंदा लाने पाओ में जाएगा. ठीक है.
Yeah, no double
drop
anymore.
KRX का बंदा पहुंच गया भाई ये King Young में.
We got just a single one here, and you know what? One
अपनी OG का drop कहाँ है?
for a lot of these teams.
अरे OG इनके साथ ही कूदती है ये देख.
To get it done, and you can see that Neon factory area is hot, as well as
Let's go TT versus AGL.
Thundertalk, that is the team that needs to make
पहुंच गई KRX के साथ फाइट लेने.
Getting into it with AGAL.
भाई 1 2 3 4 टीमें 5 टीमें इधर.
Maple looked fantastic on the initial approach. Shing underneath from the
भाई ये चेक कर भाई याद है इसके आगे आधी आंखें तो बालों ने कवर कर रखी है.
Teams. But I am getting word that is a
भाई यार TT बढ़िया खेले ना मजा आ जाए. मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ TT का गेम प्ले आने का यार. उधर वो 40 का मार दिया भाई बंदा.
The truth. We're not lying to you. So in the meantime, we will have to wait for that one. But I think most of the players.
Man, this read आ गई यार. अरे रीस्टार्ट होने वाला है क्या?
हो रहा है क्या?
क्यों रीस्टार्ट क्यों हो रहा है?
Teams out of the way. Then we can
get यार. पिंग आई थी. एक ओपी ने भी नॉक दिया था.
You know what I'm saying? We get a little bit more time. Get a little bit more time for these teams to kind of prep and figure out how they're going to make this happen.
अबे नहीं यार खेल तो रहे हैं वो देखना.
They got just these next few hours to either stay here in Paris or go home. And they want to definitely get their life just a little bit further here. So, looking at the leaderboards, let's break that down, right? So, top 5 again, folks.
Broadcaster pagal ho gaya
straight to the finals. Bottom 3 are going home. That's it for today. And those teams in between heading into that survival stage. So,
let's go. Vizgod recall ho gaya. Mar gaya tha Vizgod.
Aurora with 47 points.
Very good.
OG with that chicken dinner on that last game, right? We're able to
लुल्ले वालों ने मार रखे हैं IQ and T24 ये दोनों बचे हुए हैं.
IQ बचे हैं बस.
हाँ वो recall देने बचा है हाँ.
Looks like we are hearing.
We lied.
Yeah, we lied. Psych.
We lied.
Psych.
We're back here. Disregard all previous conversation because we are back here on Rondo.
40.
I am excited for it to go to another rehost though. But for the time being,
भाई इनका एक बंदा कहाँ है 40 का?
Real life.
40 का कोई सेव क्यों नहीं गया? सेव क्यों? सेव कोई नहीं गया.
T24
निकल नहीं पाएंगे. अरे क्या मार दिया?
अरे भाई यार क्या गेम प्ले है भाई इसका यार.
In Neox.
I'll tell you
बढ़िया
what,
बढ़िया 1v2 बहुत बढ़िया किया यार.
That was real and that was live. That's how you get it done.
40 वालों को recall करना पड़ेगा chat.
For his teammates, Falak ends up going down, so they are stuck with 2. I'm sure IQ is going to be out there getting that.
ये unfollow करना भूल गया क्या?
Unfollow करना भूल गया. उसको लगा होगा कि इस मैच recall दोबारा होगा.
Not disappointed at all.
अच्छा.
And again, I mean, it would make me laugh hearing Max say this is the deathy group.
Recall वाला ही मर गया
kind of,
बस खाना लग गए 40 वाले गए भाई गए 40
who has been quite a strong member for Furious. Sadly, they are quite down on the numbers at the moment.
40 भी गई क्या 40 भी गई bro
Okay, 4T struggle. T24 is able to get 2 elims for them, but that is a
मैंने
छोटे का रोंडो ही अच्छा था वही खत्म हो गए
चैट मैंने पनौती लगाई थी 40 को स्टार्टिंग में ही बोला था भाई मैंने बोला था ना मेंशन ही 40 का नाम लिया था कि भाई कौन जीतेगी 40 जीतेगी रोंडो
it may have been Flash.
पनौती बोला रीजन
Just talking about that. Yeah, we're right. I was just saying, like, hey, you know what? Even if you're 4th thrives, you gotta be concerned here because you're at the top of the leaderboards. If someone's gonna hunt you down, that's the squad to do it. And unfortunately for them, they go out early. Hey, huge opportunity, right, for these teams right below them to surpass them on the leaderboards.
Yeah, Rondo is like very much a good map for saving.
Damn, bro.
A lot of times, Silence opening up.
So yeah, Fury के सारे बंदे बच गए.
This is Flower H. This is actually the fight versus Thunder Talk, which was going fairly badly. Now, Flower H was having an absolutely sick day yesterday in terms of the damage numbers.
Flower भाई ने बढ़िया मारा बे.
A quick
भाई ये Flower नहीं है, ये Fire है bro. लुल्ला भी आ गई.
Go out though. Let's take a quick look on the
लुल्ला आ गया लुल्ला.
leaderboards.
लुल्ला के चारे बंदे इधर ही हैं मेरे को लगता है भाई.
They look good. They were able to reset on that one. That's fantastic.
Fury versus
What you have to do. I mean, I don't know where exactly IQ was because he wasn't in the fight with this team.
ये देगा knock देगा फटेगा
Try to go to a recall tower. Got caught out, unfortunately. And that's them done and dusted. Hey, rest of the lobby still here though. 15 teams. Aula, Claws, trying to hit some cheeky shots using that stairwell. Silence is down to 1 HP. Hey, Claws gets naked. Rest of the team, I think, is just a little bit too far to support. Actually, never mind. Yeah, right behind him. Quick is there to challenge Furia. Chief gonna throw down some smokes to try to get his teammate up here. But with this fight slowing down, yeah, I think Quick is like, oof, this is a little bit too late to start this push.
And again, this is one of the situations where it's actually very hard to deal with it. Because the amount of sidelines you can kind of angle off here with the smokes, Quick's almost certainly going to go down. Silence just has to play the right-hand side. Chief just needs to eat his way up on the left-hand side here. He has to hit a nasty grenade to hopefully clutch this now, but he's only got one chance, and that's it. Stun grenade goes out, and the nade over the top of it, and he's forced off the edge here. So now they control the entirety of the high ground.
Yeah, and they need these points pretty bad. Just with this performance alone, right? Just 3 eliminations that puts them out of that bottom 3. But you know, this is that opportunity to do such a good game that you set you up for the rest of this game. I mean, heck, a win here with double-digit eliminations, that puts them in the running for top 5. Literally. So, not the worst start. They got 3 elims so far. They still have all their players up. Let's see what they can do.
It's an interesting approach from Malula, though, because the entirety of the game is very quiet, considering that original playing path. But all 4 players from Malula are here, which means that if they do lose this engagement versus Furia, that's all the chances gone here on Rondo.
Nice pre-fire there from Ayala. Oh, but great return fire there from Yasser. Silence on that back end. Coverage. Yeah, Ahula should be able to get everybody up. Chief running out this other angle, though. That's going to make things interesting. You're right, yeah, Ahula fully committed to Niak's working, and they are racking up the points.
Much needed points as well. In 12th place, they have dragged themselves out of what was a danger zone earlier. Just Silence left remaining now. Sticky bomb. No helmet, which is kind of the most disastrous thing about this. So many sidelines to deal with on the other side.
इंडिया में लोग खेलते नहीं है ब्रो इंडिया में
सिर्फ डाउनलोड ही नहीं रखते हैं डाउनलोड ही नहीं रखते
to play. That's over towards Fongton though. Man, they got a journey ahead of them.
Yeah, they do. So that I was wondering, like, should Silence even think about like pushing this right now with the rest of his team so far away? Yeah, probably not. He needs to survive and hold on a little bit longer. You definitely want that recall life just for the time being. Next zone does pop on up, goes dead center here. The problem is you got that river just chopping right through the center of it. If that zone does hard shift on over to that left side, it's going to make things pretty difficult. But let's look at this here. Thunder Talk, X-Force Rejects. The team's at the bottom battling it out here. Looks like X-Force Rejects are going to get 3. Downtown, sneaking
that knock.
But it
looks like they should be able to get this res. Don't forget the res. They go for this final elimination.
अगर ये clutch मार दिया.
And AJ does a great job of holding him off with that shotgun.
That's what works for
मार देगा glitch मार देगा.
Catches another. AJ looking good right now. Quick step out on the side. Could push over towards the stairs. Taking more damage coming through from Doc right now, but there are flushes to be had. More eliminations is all really for the Doc in this moment.
Don't TB Reavers like I'm here.
Not
don't turn around. Oh! He's spotted there, so he gets the elimination. X-Force do get a little bit of time to now reset this and get this fight done. Shiba's running in all by himself, though. Got to be careful here as AJ is putting in the work. And he is taking on this one. Finally, Shiba shuts him down.
Honestly, it was very, very close. That might have just been a 1v4 coming through from AJ. Aurora's looking in that direction, Ulf's looking in that direction too. There's a lot of teams that have sightlines towards them. But you can see here Aurora and Ulf now on the move, so potentially the pressure got alleviated slightly over towards X-Force Rejects, but we'll wait and see.
Oh, that'd be a huge break for them if that's the case. Yeah, if you're X-Force right now, you're just like, where is the nearest recall tower? Problem is that we're already in stage 2, and with that water in the center of this area here, it's going to make it so difficult for them to find. We'll see if that does end up being the case. Looking on over to Aurora. Top with 3 eliminations to start things off. Looking very, very good here. He's getting a knock onto Silent, so it looks like Aula is going to be challenging that last player of Furia. They ended up getting that. And now, as a matter of fact, Igor is starting to get in the rest of the zone, but the other 2 are still deep, deep in the blue.
Yeah, I mean, for Fury, it's going to be a while till they actually get themselves in a position where they can play this one out. Right now, it's a lot of driving, a lot of gasoline required too. Enigma Galaxy's still doing the weird thing though. They're doing these 2-2 splits where they send 2 players very far and then they got stragglers behind. I can't tell if it's to try and secure location far side of the circle and then hopefully cut in towards the other side sooner as the circle pops. But it's super risky. It's a really risky strategy. It's working out right now. They're playing it decently. But again, Ralph's the same dude who came up with the heel strategy, which was real corny. But he's all for strategies, but they work.
Sometimes you gotta think outside the box, and you know.
Yeah, well, maybe he's an innovator. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe corny is not the way to call it.
Who knows, right? I mean, you know what? It's one of those 50-50s, right? If it doesn't work out, he's an idiot, and if it does work out, he's a genius, right?
Yeah.
So that's
right now he's a genius.
Yeah,
so,
now he nailed it, right? So with this hard shift on over to the left side, that's gonna make things pretty tough as the water is in play. If he can bring out some more of those he's going to be holding this dip right now. And we're going to see Aurora right down the road from him. Reefus putting on a little bit of suppressive fire, holding this coverage for now, just making it annoying for Ralph to move.
Reefus yesterday, an immortal man in the lobby. Difficult to remove him here on Rondo. Last player alive, but such a problem for RRQ for such a long time.
किसका जगह आएगा भाई प्रेडिक्शन करो चैट आप प्रेडिक्शन करो किसका जगह आ रहा है ये मैच स्पाइड दे उड़ा ये देख भाई तीन मार मार के कितना टॉप मार दिया
plenty of water involved. Hard gamble to make. I think most teams are trying to secure over towards the eastern side here. It does have more landmass involved, so they're hoping for the switchback on that way, but this could easily pull left.
किल मिल गया टॉप को मिला बे
you just have to pick a spot, hope that circle comes your way. If not, to make these difficult. Lord said I do not like that gas can. Get it out of here and make sure that we get some terraforming going, because we're gonna need all the room that we can get. This circle is actually a huge one for Al-Ula, because they have pretty much that entire side of the river to themselves. Considering where they're at the start of the day, this is their chance, honestly. I think you had a rough day 1. utilize this
भाई ये देख
opportunity
भाई
to
कैसे
its
कितना वो
maximum
डिप
potential
कैसे बना दी ना
and
नेड
at
मोली
least
करके
secure your tournament life
ये
a little
नुकिया
bit
बम रखा हुआ है इन्होंने
There's still a couple of entryways back over towards the western side, but you're right. I mean, right now, Alula,
DRX के पास भी अच्छी
not only
पोजीशन
do
है
they have a decent
स्प्लिट
spot,
चेक कर भाई उनका एक बंदा साइड पे है QXZ
but
और
it
तीन
does
बंदे साथ
require
में
them to win the coin flip.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the main
But
problem they're running into.
अरे यार आपने एक बार नोटिस करी हर अपडेट में ये बोलते हैं कि शॉटगन नर्फ कर दी लेकिन ये देखो बैच हर
कितनी ही नर्फ कर दी
कितनी ही नर्फ कर दी
शॉटगन है ना वो
मैं अब चेक कर ओजी का पोजीशन देख भाई आतंकी कहां बैठ रखा है कंपाउंड होल्ड करवाया हुआ है इससे
झूठ मुत्ते पे चले गए
Boom! They have nailed it here.
भाई
जैसे चांस इधर वाली टीम का बचने का
राइट साइड
ओजी तो इजी ले सकते हैं
ओजी तो ले मेरी बात सुन ओजी अगर लेगा जोन तो जोन अगर इधर बन गया तो यहाँ पे तो ब्रिज भी नहीं है ब्रिज तो एक ही लगता है इधर से यहाँ पे फ्रूरिया
नहीं बनेगा लेफ्ट ही जाएगा जोन पे भी
अगर जोन लेफ्ट नहीं है तो
क्या
किल पॉइंट निकालने पड़ेंगे लेकिन राइट साइड में बहुत ज्यादा क्लस्टर है तो
सब मरेंगे
साइड में ज्यादा है
here towards the river where you can actually
और
just
शिवा को मार दिया रिजेक्ट भी गई लास्ट बंदा बचा था उनका
and she saw
रिजेक्ट का
fourth rise play a very similar position earlier this year. Get a really big game off the back of it. He's going to send forward though. He's swinging past on that western side. Yeah, OG, Alula, both really are
Alula वाले भाई कितनी क्या पोजीशन है इनकी
like that Alula just decided, you know, let's just take the compound over towards the west here. Let's not try and spread out too much. Already know that practically 20% of the circle is on.
अरे RRQ का भी हो सकता है भाई ये मैच अगर देखा जाए तो RRQ का चिकन लेकिन किल 0 है ना इनका और 51 अलाइव भी है
rock the boat too much.
भाई कल ना गुस्सा करके केडी गल
There are some teams that get in positions that are so dominant and they just spread themselves too thin. So I like the fact that they are playing it together, but I don't want them to play super passive, right? You still
at least इनके 3 kills हुए ना
to hunt down as many eliminations as you can.
Knock.
See how that ends up working out though as we're looking at
उसका भी knock दे दिया उसने
making some shots. This is going to be on the north side of the circle here.
भाई
ये पर एक अच्छी बच्ची इधर मर गया
और अभी RRQ का नेम लिया ही था भाई
could happen.
नेम लिया
अरे अभी नेम लिया ही था RRQ का यार जेट मैं लगा लिया साहब जेट जेट ला लिया साहब
मारा
नाम लिया ही RRQ
1v2
बढ़ गए पांडे
So we're going to deal with one player off in the distance, down to just a solo now. No real chance, honestly, at a recall beacon. Has to fight off, plays from the low ground. JS9 in play.
JS9 तो नहीं छट दी भाई 7 के लोग गोट वालियां दे
Honestly, this looks like a good game.
KRX versus Ulf गीक भी साइड से आ गई भाई राइट से ये तो देख रहा है बिन्नी ने कैसे टोए बना रखे हैं ये देख टोए बना रखे हैं
Their lows were super low. I mean, we were 15, 16.
अरे अरोरा वाले भी मार रहे हैं
It is free kill है इधर
किल आना चाहिए
looking over towards gaming stars.
बढ़ गए पांडे बच गया ओए
हेलो ओजी मार दिएगा भाई
अबे ओजी ने मारा एक नॉक किया है किल नहीं मिला लेकिन
And KRX are going to be pushing up on them little by little.
डॉग ने गीकी को मार दिया
I think McGalaxy right
ये तो इधर वाली तो खत्म है टीम ये
ऊपर वाली टीम हट जाए ना बस और कुछ नहीं है
भाई क्या बचा सेक्सी नेड करेगा क्या भाई
फट जाएगा
पीछे वाले ने कर दिया आगे वाले ने खींच रखा था
पड़े हैं
getting it done.
राइट साइड है क्या
गीक के मुंह पे जा रहा है
गीक भी खत्म है
Secure this position. Ragnarok said, "You know what? You can have it. I'm out of here."
अरे भाग गया
South Korean team by KRX.
भाई क्या बस एक गोली और
I think it used to be before.
ये फ्लावर से मरेगा नहीं बच गया
Initial knock.
बच गया
But KRX is very quick to maybe not fully commit, but see
भाई
what's
एफएल का टॉप भी मार रहा है बे
What are the opportunities? What are the options?
यार नीचे वाली टीम को की खत्म है नीचे वाली टीम भूल जाए यार
You know, peak it.
कमबैक करेगी
I like it. I do like it.
ये AGL कर सकती है AGL
You are playing on their nomination.
गीक भी अच्छा खेलते हैं
हाँ गीक ने चिकन किया था ना कल
on this river.
गीक का चुत तो गया
लेकिन अब तो एक ही बंदा बचा है उसका
फिनिश आ गया एफएल को आ गया एक
Holding
पॉइंट
this high ground for now. Even though the zone is going to be closing, they're like, yeah, let's just try to put as much pressure as we can, and then we're going to push into the zone at the last
बस
second.
इनके पास एडवांटेज थी ये भी जाएंगे नहीं देखना जब तक ये पॉइंट्स नहीं निकालते
This is very
लेकिन गैलेक्सी भी जोन के बाहर है
They're just having to straight hit the deck. And look at those angles. These sight lines from Team Flash are disgusting.
Those are some good shots down there, but right now Enigma Galaxy is essentially just weathering the storm. They know that they can just keep dropping the smokes, but how many smokes they got left remaining? Eventually, the Flash is going to put this spot in tandem with KRX, Enigma Galaxy, and Flash all at the same time. So stays alive, bears amount of HP. The blue does slowly march towards him like a tsunami.
And this blue zone's gonna hurt. Satanan squad need to start getting moving here. But Vinny right behind him. He's gonna have to make this push. He's running in through the smokes here. He's getting pieced up little by little. Vinny does get down. But Team Flash are able to get into this circle cleanly. And they're gonna be gatekeeping whoever's gonna be the winner for this fight right now. It looks like the Galaxy might just be it. As it's just Hoxie up for KRS. Now that nade just a little bit too far away. But this is a terrible fight for both these guys. They need to finish this out as soon as possible. The blue zone is creeping in. Hoxie gets another one. And now it's just
मार के मर गया 3 पॉइंट में मिल गया ना उसको दो दिया ना दो मिल गया
Everyone's trying to get in together. I don't think anyone makes that run. Again, this is such an RNG circle. A lot of teams are going to suffer because of it. I mean, Alula as well as OG both took a gamble on the western side. Massively paid off. I like how OG's moved up on towards this northern edge. They have a lot of things they need to deal with in the future. Right now it's about living.
Just survive.
Into the late game. Fair enough to you.
Oh, Reefus. Perfect nade there from Ulf. Let's see how this one looks. Good bounce too, man. Ulf off point, throwing some heat-seeking missiles from across the map there. Doc's trying to get a little bit of revenge for Reefus. But they are doing great. Aurora, 10 eliminations. This is what we like to see for the squad.
Yeah, they show up during group, man. That's for sure. Now, I think the team that didn't expect to be showing up right now is Furia. They're on the northern side, over towards the western edge of these bits of landmass, which is quite cool to see Furia being the team that makes it. Man, they had been walking, they had been driving.
Yeah.
It has been cross-country for this team, but they brought the right trainers, they brought the right tires, and they are here to play right now.
Alulas were really aggressive at the start of this, and then once they got the zone, they kind of just slowed things down. They still have a few eliminations here, but now they're down to 2 players. And forced to give up all of this real estate. They are looking really good to start things off here. Unfortunately, yesterday just kind of a very mid-day overall in the middle of the leaderboards. But this could be their chance to push them up to the top.
It was super meh. I mean, I think that's fair enough to say, especially
for
I expected to see from Furia. You cannot count this team out until the final bell rings. But then they're looking over towards Alula right now. They're even trying to wrap over towards that western side slightly, which is cool to see. But we're up against Aurora with Aaron. It could get explosive.
Let's see Aaron. Personal, he caught with the laser down. Beautiful placement there from Aaron. Oh, nice little shots from Ziol. He's going to go ahead and go for the quick first. Yeah, that's how you do it there. You can steal as many little take it. Ziol with the angles, catches Scarface. Again, right? Third party after third party. Flash are right there to disrupt this fight.
I mean, no one survives on this eastern side, and he's been so undetermined where this circle's going to end for so long that I can't really fault any of the teams on the eastern side for how this goes down. OG's doing the right thing though, trying to make as many points as possible and grab as much value off his position as possible, to knowing that any team on the eastern side is very unlikely to make it through. Ulf did send a rogue agent over to in catch.
An underwater agent right there. He is swimming for his life right now, just trying to sneak some extra placement points possibly. And yeah, he's gonna be the last player up for. Oh, you got Aaron there in the water as well. Maybe thinking about going for that red. We'll see. But you got T-Flash looking to go fishing here. Let's see if he's able to get that res though. Looks like he just might.
Possible to do. No question whether Flash actually sees it or not, but they do have a knocked player who's bleeding out. So they're a bit preoccupied at the moment. Will likely need to figure out what's going on in the next circle too. Silence finds quick. Catch goes down to win. But they're not out yet, just because Aaron actually got res in that short moment.
Got him.
Let's go,
Silence knock. These guys are really racking up the points here and there. Consistently having a good idea of what's going on around them inside the circle. It's nice to see. It really is.
Yeah, and it's perfect for them, right? Considering that all the top 5 are now completely out. So OG really needs to dominate right here. They got 2 eliminations so far. So if you're OG, you still have all 4 players up. Clean up this entire side of the map first, and then figure it out later. This is their chance, though. These guys are looking great, and a great opportunity for Furia. Yo, we were talking about it yesterday. They were chasing zones all day. Now they have the position. What can they do with it? That's the question.
Push down over towards that high ground that looks over towards the flash. They try and cross the road. Circle moves down towards the south side. But some of the passivity coming through from OG, which I think that they were able to correct a lot as we went throughout the day. And even during this game, you can see there's been a lot of effort been put into that. So for OG right now, we need more of that proactivity right now, though. I truly believe this is a game that they can win. They have the circle to work with it. Fury's coming in from that north side, though, and they are looking hot this game.
All right, turn that aggression up to 11. Soak up those eliminations. Get that win. Get that back-to-back, basically. Yeah, back-to-back chicken dinners, right? They won the last one yesterday. This one will just solidify them here. And definitely put them in that running. Just 2 matches for that top 5. Let's see what they do, though. We got Furia up on the north. Flash trying to find a way into this circle. They're forced to swim it out. Igor going fishing there. He's getting some hit markers on the bows, but not able to take them out.
You really do become curious about the ammo counts on some of these teams, because it's been a ton of movement around the map. Aru's moving forward, he's got nades, got molotovs, he's looking.
There we go.
Sitting pretty right now. Ammo count does look a little bit low, but Aru with the underarm should be good to go.
Let's go!
Aru picks up the double. Man, this guy is leading OG to victory.
Let's get it going. The crowd getting hyped on that one. Perfect toss there. Furia looking to get in the mix here. Some nice shots from the flash. Going to make it a little bit tougher. Igor with the nade. But that looks like he is able to get to safety just barely.
Oh, nice.
Dude, Aru is going absolutely nuts in these games.
Let's go.
Silence in the final moments of these games. Now underneath, looking to push up. OG holding the back at the gates. From Miramar to Rondo, can they do it all here?
Back-to-back chicken dinners are in their future, and their future is now. Can they grasp it as Team Flash rocking a 3-1 split here? You got WizGod, gonna have to watch out for that nade, that air burst a little bit too far away. And now Aru, man, putting in the work for his team.
Here they
go, they have the high ground. What can they do with it? Now, Tops from that off angle, making it a little bit difficult for them to peek over the hill. Here we go, the battle starting to ring out.
Bandy left on side of the moment. S12K Silence looking to quieten down.
Let's go!
From India, but it's not happening. They will not be silenced. They will not be shut up. Strong. A tanky underneath, looking to get the shots in. But Flash moves around the side. The last shot in India grabs the back from day 1 to day 2. This team looks clean.
In a row, they finish out the
chicken.
yesterday.
बढ़िया यार, कितने पॉइंट आए इनके? 10 11 11 कितने? 10 10 ये अब आगे होगी ना #1 पे। चेक 4 इनके 4 7 4 11 11 10 21 पॉइंट है ना।
It's such a difference.
21 पॉइंट है ना। इन्हों दे पॉइंट कितने सीगे? 46 ਤੇ 21 ਕਿੰਨੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ? ਨਹੀਂ 45 ਤੇ 21 55 65 #1 ਹੈ ਭਾਈ। #1 let's go. टॉप पे है भाई, टॉप पे है, टॉप पे है। #1
They turned on that aggression at the perfect
मजा आ गया भाई।
perfect peaks, fight decisions, and they were able to get that win. And this is the way to do it, right? I mean,
हाँ, अब बोलो वे, उसके हाथ कांप रहे हैं भाई आलू के।
yesterday, finished strong, boom, knock it out of the park today. They're set up for top 5.
They absolutely are. I mean, for this team, it's a
Let's go भाई, finger cross, आज अपनी टीम फाइनल में चले जाए, मजा आ जाए यार। बहुत बढ़िया खेला यार, बहुत बढ़िया खेला। यहाँ थोड़ा हगास हो गया तंकी से।
हो ही जाता है कभी शॉटगन।
क्या ओपी भाई, मजा आ गया भाई। अब बताओ भाई, अब बताओ टॉप पे कौन है? कल के तो भाई ट्रोल कर रहे थे।
All that worried, let's put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of teams.
भाई चैट क्या ही चिकन है ओजी का यार। सो दोस्तों, वी आर लाइव ऑन YouTube, वॉच पार्टी कर रहे हैं। आ जाओ भाई, फन करते हैं। स्टोरी डाल दूं।
For every click, every clutch, every respawn.
रोंडो ही डिसाइडर था भाई। मेरे को ऐसा था कि भाई अगर रोंडो अच्छा चला गया ना अपना, तो भाई नेक्स्ट लेवल चीज हो जाएगी, है ना?
और कितने मैच बचे हैं?
5 मैच बचे हैं अभी भाई। आज बस हमने कहीं ना कैसे ना #5 फिनिश करना, टॉप 5 के अंडर फिनिश करना है।
Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
मजा आ गया भाई पहले मैच में। अरे ये सेकंड चिकन है, कल वाला 1, आज वाला 1, लास्ट और कल का लास्ट भी ओजी ने किया, आज का फर्स्ट भी ओजी ने किया। सो ठीक है, लास्ट तक 11 पॉइंट आ गए अपने। 11 किल्स वो आ गए, 10 वो आ गए, 21 11 किल्स थे ना आई गेस। ये पहला मैच था, बाकी देखते हैं। अरे भाई बढ़िया खेले हैं यार बेंचो। अगर हम अभी हमें अप्रिशिएट नहीं करेंगे अपनी टीम को, तो बेंचो कब करेंगे? आरू भाई,
their group stage and see how they're feeling coming into day number 2. So obviously you guys got yourself a win on Miramar. You were one of the latest teams coming to Miramar actually. So is that part of the strategy for you guys when it comes to urban endings, as well as what were your concerns towards the late game of that game?
Not really a strategy, because we intend to play dynamic as per the situations, and particularly talking about that game, it took us quite a while to collect our vehicles, so it got us a little late. So that was the first factor, and the second factor was that team landing in power grid, I guess.
भाई बहुत बढ़िया भाई, गुड गेम। आपकी कमेंट्री मजा ही आ गया। अरे रजत भाई,
so then we had to
ब्रो टू बी ऑनेस्ट यार, ये जितने बंदे ट्रोल करते हैं ना या किसी को भी यार, आप ये सोचो कि यार ये सारी नॉर्मल लॉबी नहीं है, कॉन्करर लॉबी। अगर आपने जिंदगी में कॉन्करर किया है ना कॉन्करर, ये कॉन्करर से भी साला 10 गुना डिफिकल्ट है भाई, ठीक है? सो भाई एप्रिशिएट करो यार। इंडिया में कितनी टीम्स हैं, इतनी टीम्स को पीछे करके ओजी एंड गॉडलाइक अगर आगे गई है, तो कुछ ना कुछ बात तो होगी ना।
Well, the first factor that led us to,
और सबसे बड़ी बात ना यही है चैट, ठीक है? मेरे को नहीं लगता कि कितने बंदे इसको एग्री करेंगे कि नहीं करेंगे, बट यार ओजी का सही परफॉर्म करना या इनकी कंसिस्टेंटली अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस आना, इसके पीछे एक रीजन ये भी है कि ये अपनी टीम के साथ शुरू से है। इन्होंने टीम नहीं बदली, टीमें नहीं बदली।
हाँ, ये नहीं बदलते हैं,
ये टीम नहीं बदलते भाई। इनका ओजी के साथ पता नहीं कितना वो है साल। ऐसे होता है कि आज मैच खराब गया तो भाई ऑर्ग वाले क्या करते हैं, नए बंदे
खेल रहे हैं।
हाँ, सो बढ़िया है यार, ये ऐसा ही होना चाहिए। नए बंदे की पाल में यार टीम खराब हो जाती है।
I was also like not so satisfied with that game, because having Rondo and only 2 elimination points is like not how we play, and not everyone plays, because Rondo gives you a lot of opportunities to take fights, maybe take free eliminations of the teams, especially when you're in a good position. So yeah, it was also like a little dissatisfied for me, but yeah, it was a good start, so we didn't have to get into the second game with high pressure on.
सही है यार ब्रो,
fair. And
at the end of the day,
yesterday, how does the team look at it? Do they see it's a success here so far? And are there any adaptations coming in today too?
Not really success, but the last match really helped us to, start our day 2 with a good base. So it's not like we are very far behind from top 5. So coming to day 2, we are just going to plan going game by game. We are just not really focused on the position we are at on the points table. We are just going to focus on our games and the things that we can do better, and trying to not repeat the mistakes that we have done in the past.
Aru, thank you very much. Amazing interview. Good luck for day number 2.
Not only is Aru great at giving interviews, but he's great in the game being the IGL, as he was able to secure 5 eliminations. And when we talk about IGLs that have what it takes to not only go to the finals and maybe end up challenging to do it, he was able to showcase that perfectly here in this round though.
I mean, this is why it's important to have
बस यार इनके एक चिकन और आ गया ना, तो ये डायरेक्ट क्वालीफाई है फाइनल्स के लिए। और आज मैं ये देखना चाहता हूँ कि आज की क्रश भी होगी ना चैट, जो टॉप पे रहेगा वो की क्रश करेगा ना, ऐसा होता है ना चैट।
क्या होता है की क्रश में? सुना है, पता नहीं।
अबे ये सारे जितनी भी टीम्स हैं ना, इनकी की बनी होती है ट्रायंगल की, ठीक है? तो कोई भी किसी की भी की क्रश कर सकता है जो बंदा टॉप पे होता है शायद। गॉड लाइक के मैचेस कल से हैं ब्रो।
तो उससे की क्रश करने से होता क्या है?
अरे मेरे को नहीं पता है। बेटर के लिए, हाँ 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 सही है। ओजी के 11 थे भाई, मैं बोल तो रहा हूँ 11 किल थे। 45 21 पॉइंट 66 पॉइंट है ओजी के। यहाँ पे बढ़िया मारा भाई, बहुत बढ़िया किया। ये आरुगा नेड बहुत बढ़िया था यार। मैं यही चाहता था कि अपनी टीम की ही आए ये 2 किल्स जो आ रहे थे, तो ये साले नॉक बढ़िया कर दिया था यार यूरिया को। ये बढ़िया मारा आरु ने। मारा मारा भाई आरु, ऐसे बोलते रहते हैं भाई पावर वीक है, बढ़िया तो खेलता है भाई बंदा।
से भी बढ़िया मारा उसने, उसके 2 बंदे भी बढ़िया मारा।
ipreeet 1v8 40 and RRQ। भाई 40 का नाम ले दिया मैंने।
Is exactly what we expect to see from Fury at the start of the matches, but if we go off of yesterday,
भाई फ्री वाले ज्वेल्स भेजो किस-किसके पास है? दिल जोबन भाई ने भेजे हैं बे, नाइस।
I hope that they can prioritize these eliminations early on like they have and move themselves into the position.
And not only that, we got to talk about the bottom teams as well, Lace, because the bottom teams ended up showing up here. Even though they might have not ended up showing towards the end of that game, they did use that rondo to go after those eliminations. Exports, Thundertalk Gaming, we finally saw them.
Yeah, I mean, if we have a look at Thunder Talk Gaming, I've sort of placed them, they just need a 5-point average that includes eliminations and placement points to push themselves out of that bottom into that bubble. And I mean, they had 3 eliminations early on.
लैपटॉप पे नहीं है ऑप्शन ज्वेल्स का। अरे वरुण भाई वो फोन पे आता है यार।
I'm pretty sure it was AJ. He almost
Congratulations भाई पाकिस्तान से यार, थैंक्स भाई यार।
On a team, and I mean that would have set them obviously into a great motion because they actually had a free path rotating into the center.
As we see Orangutan take over that first place with 66 points. And the wonderful thing of this is that it puts OG in the perfect situation because OG now has absolutely nothing to lose. And they're truly challenging, and they're truly in a place to go directly to the finals.
This is fantastic. I mean, obviously it's best case scenario for any team, but for Orangutan especially, we are looking at a team here that yesterday was, ramping up the confidence, ramping up the momentum very, very slowly. With this game coming in with a back-to-back, they've gone from 0 wins to 2 and top of the leaderboard in just 2 matches max. So I really, really like what we're seeing here. It was proactive. They were thinking about not only the next move, but the next 3 moves as well. The timing was really good. They took advantage of third parties. That's what we wanted to see from them yesterday.
Yeah.
And they really, really did it. And this is exactly what we wanted to see, exactly the kind of result that they deserve now.
Talking about things you want to see, I'm going to say one thing we didn't want to see was 4 Thrives taking a massive L here on Rondo. I mean, really, clearly a very big mistake. The mistake that's very easy to avoid is don't drop in Ulf's territory. You send your recall player and you're surrounded by 4 Ulf players. I can tell you that is not a good place to be. So hopefully, if they do have a bad...
भाई ये कितना बढ़िया खेलती थी रिजेक्ट esports. #16 चल रही है ब्रो। TT का भी गी खत्म है, RRQ वालों का भी गी खत्म है। फ्यूरिया ने ये मैच बढ़िया खेला यार फ्यूरिया ने
कर सकती है अभी तो
हाँ कर सकती है Let's see.
As they were able to keep
5 point
even closer to be outside of the top, out of the bottom 3. But for some of the other squads, the thing is that now you have Alula as well performing. You have Furia being able to perform. They need to continue on with this consistency to try to make it out.
Japan वाली reject नहीं है, तो ये भी कौन सी reject है?
End up getting eliminated early.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah,
for becoming member.
Alula got themselves out of that bottom 3 position. Obviously, Thunder took the 3 eliminations, but weren't able to carry on the placements that they had from yesterday. But you know, in the contention with on the building,
EWC.
you saw Claw sort of taking up and entering that fragging position. And basically, we had, I think it was. Who was I looking at? Oh my god! And then we had the moment move around the back, and there was ipreeet be able to hold across the building. I mean, they have.
भाई इसने क्या क्रॉस क्यों करा रखा है वो? यहाँ पे पक्का इसका टैटू होगा कोई गंदा वाला जो इसने क्रॉस बनवाया हुआ है वहाँ पे ओजी क्वालीफाई हो गई अरे अभी तो 5 मैच बाकी है ना ब्रो
Yeah, hopefully that's going to be the case, but we'll see because right now, I mean, with that back-to-back from OG, India's starting to step up and they're looking to be in the finals as we're going to be sending it over to none other than Jackie, the man with the coolest jacket, and Kalaris.
With the not so cool jacket here, I'm out impressed.
Yeah, you've been done, mate.
I've been done. And I do actually preface this a bit with the fact that when I was talking to Aru, that was before the day actually started. So I didn't get actually a chance to talk to him about the win for today because it hadn't happened yet. But it really has shown with that victory that they got here on Rondo, a 2nd place in the day 1, a 1st place now here, and also a 1st place in Miramar. Orangutan is looking really dynamic on all these maps and really able to adapt to the
ये क्रश करेंगे भाई कोई भी एक ही क्रश करेगा
absolute chutzpah on the gameplay, which is what you need, mate. You know, we're about 6 or 7 games into the event now, James, so you got to really give it your best, much unlike that little bit I worked in.
Thanks for that. I really appreciate that. Oh, I'll be honest, I really wasn't expecting that.
No.
But on the opposite side of things as well, right, when we look at how all these teams are kind of using utility at the moment, it's going from strength to strength to strength. We've seen some real pinpoint precision. KRX was fantastic yesterday over on Erangel, just timing those kind of plays up perfectly.
Yeah, I think that's actually something we've been doing, right? Day one, we were talking about historically how sometimes there's been a lot to be desired with professional level PUBG Mobile on hitting those keynotes with utility to really make the most out of it, because it's pivotal late game, and it can be the difference of a chicken dinner or not. This event, in terms of engagements and closing fights with at least defensive utility, I think that's been drastically better. We're still seeing some gaps maybe in tactical play. We're talking flashes, right? Some of the smoke plays left a little bit of room to expand, James. But for opening and closing down elims, it's been way better at clearing compounds.
I think the one thing that has really stood out on Rondo more than anywhere actually is the deployable cover flares actually. Yeah. Some teams have been using a lot early that I think they could benefit from just saving a little bit towards the later stages of the game, because deployable cover flares is one of the most powerful things that was ever added to the game. And if you can keep those into the really late game, that's even more powerful.
Minimum 35 point मतलब ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ bro 35 point ਕਾਦੇ ਵਿਨਰ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਮਿਲਣਾ ਵਿਨਰ ਦਾ ਕਰੋੜਾਂ ਚ ਨਾਮ ਆ bro
down. True. So if you can actually play around that, build yourself into a better position to cover late game, saves your bacon. We were pulling some of our hairs out. It's why we look like this.
Dynamo ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਚ ਗਿਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਪੈਰਿਸ ਗਿਆ ਵਾ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਉਹ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਟੂਰਨਾਮੈਂਟ ਆ ਆਹੀ ਆ bro EWC ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਆ ਨਾ godlike
of play styles.
Yes.
Go obviously on Rondo. They look far more. It's all right to talk about Go. Can I do it again, James?
I was like, yeah, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it when it was going go on. Okay, you're allowed to talk about
I'm allowed to talk about Goat. Well, I guess I'll gloat on that one, James. Call that a baby goat. That's calf wordplay. But anyway, Goat team do come out far faster on Rondo. They play with aggression and they look sick with it. That's exciting because in their regular flow of battlegrounds, they're late rotators. They don't want to take those early fights if they can avoid it, because they ramp up late game and look way better when they're fully suited, James. Here, they do prove to play both play styles.
Do you think they can hold on to a top 5?
I'd hope so. I think they're a dark horse for the event, but said this day.
The whole event?
Yeah, dark horse, mate.
Hey, that's an exciting potential here, because they're not really one of the teams that a lot of people are kind of including in that top 5.
No.
You got other teams like Flash that managed to get themselves to the end of this late game again. And actually, I was curious about Flash because I looked back at their games yesterday. I think if Flash was to do what they did yesterday compared to all the other days coming up, I think they wouldn't even make finals with what they showed yesterday. But at least now they've already kind of lighted that ship a little bit in this Rondo game to get to that second place, right?
Yeah, I think, look, there still is well enough time. Well, I say that, what, 5 games left to go for some of these teams, so there's a little bit of time. Nearly did it yourself. I've rotted his brain immediately. But yeah, I think you can correct the ship, but obviously coming in early into game 1, having that bit of an awakening. I think for a lot of these sides, you imagine getting back to the hotel last night, you're unpacking the bag, not looking at really things you can celebrate, more issues you can fix, and just unpack that bag, mate, get it sorted.
Yeah, I mean, the win that they got yesterday, Flash, on the Erangel game where where you had Furia with a 2-2 split. I spoke to Nigma Galaxy as well. They were misreading the situation a little bit, but Flash had so much room on that east side to then be able to move into that field and hold that down. That's what was the key to victory for them, to get those points on the board. I had my concerns. I'm glad that they dispelled them here today because, again, they're a big name to try and kind of go further in this tournament. But anyway, thank you very much, Jack. It is now time to head on over to the commentators once again here for another game here at PMWC.
That's Jackie, the Jacket. I'm here with Hot Jukes. We're good to go. And
भाई ये टाइम बहुत लगाते हैं यार मैच शुरू करने में, है ना जेट? बहुत टाइम है। भाजी 50 व्यू कैसे आ रहे हैं? 50 व्यू मेहनत करोगे आपके भी आ जाएंगे भाई 50 व्यूज। लव फ्रॉम हैदराबाद भाई, वॉचिंग भी आ जाएगा। अरे भाई यार, भाई मैच देखो ना, वॉचिंग क्यों देख रहे हो? लव फ्रॉम जलंधर, ओ थैंक्स यार रूबन भाई। साडी गलबात कादी जॉनी नु ई स्पोर्ट्स अवार्ड मिला। अरे नाइस यार, लेट कर देनी मैच, बहुत स्टार्ट हो गया। शुरू, लेट्स गो।
Those keys crushed. You want to survive, and the way to get it done is on good old-fashioned Erangel. Here we go. Southern playing path here, super southern. Good circle for a team like Aurora. You know exactly where they're headed. But for the rest of these squads, they're going to have to get
भाजी
it
हमें
done.
तुमको ही देखना है। अरे नाइस यार, चिल हो गया, क्या चिल हो गया?
I'll take that.
हमें वॉचिंग ग्लिच है क्या भाई? इतने बंदे तो चैट कर रहे हैं।
Explode on the scene. But yeah, I do have a very southern playing path here. It's incredible.
भाई ओजी वाले कैसे जाएंगे इतनी दूर यार अपने ड्रॉप पे?
Aurora happy with this one. They can get down towards that south side fairly easy.
हाँ भाई, अब बोलो जो बंदे बोल रहे थे आरू की गन पावर वीक है। ये देखो भाई, टॉप 3 प्लेयर्स में है और भाई सिर्फ 1 किल का ही फर्क है। भाई अप्रिशिएट किया करो ना अपने बंदों को, क्यों बाकी टीम वालों का मुंह में लेते हो आप? बताओ मेरे को।
Was the elimination
count? अपनी इंडिया की टीम का कोई बंदा एक भाई थोड़ा सा बुरा खेल ले तो नफरत करने लग जाते हो। अबे बेंचो, तुम्हारी तरह लिविक नहीं खेल रहे भाई, वो ई स्पोर्ट्स वर्ल्ड कप में खेल रहे हैं भाई, इंटरनेशनल।
What OG is overall 66 total points.
Let's go.
4 thrives right below. Man,
बढ़िया खेला यार आरू।
Pakistan on top.
Wow.
आरू ने इस मैच में बढ़िया किल कर लिया ना, टॉप पे आ जाएगा ब्रो।
It's a tough place to be in. Yeah, 4 thrives.
एक और चिकन आ गया फिर तो चिल है।
OG just blowing them out of the water right now, but you could definitely tell the difference between 4 thrives as well as OG in terms of the elimination points. 37 eliminations to 46.
Bro, circle सारा ये शनाया की साइड जाएगा देखना।
Back to Aru.
अपने बंदे
those 37 elims are coming through from him. He is absolutely a monster right now, and I really do mean it. It's Aru, the arrow, flying straight towards those targets and playing his team straight too, because that is a difficult thing to do as an IGL, to be both at the front.
No! Run, Aru, run! Run, Aru, run! No! Oh my gosh! The bows with the knife.
Oh, brother!
No way!
Yo.
मैं बोले सी bro.
OG might be cooked this game.
Oh, they're pissed.
Never mind.
They're not.
Let's go. भाई उसके पास कारल है.
Trying to take him down the last match. In the final 1v1 on the squads, Atanki rocks up to the tree line. Both behind. You're right, the knife is out. The serrated blade is not enough. But the rest of the squad is here to play.
That is what
ले जाओ point लेके जाओ।
Are you kidding me? Aru
2 point आ गए, let's go. FL का एक बंदा बचा है, आ गया वो भी आ गया ऊपर।
Get the last laugh here.
Shows they don't need Aru, but it would be nice to have him, but they won't have him this game.
अबे एक point तो उठाया नहीं इन्होंने।
Down to 3, AKOP able to get
ले लिया, let's go.
Secures his third
3 point आ गए, let's go.
as well, and
Not bad.
Rock away with win.
Let's go.
Case,
कोई बात नहीं।
seriously took the
अबे
L.
सर्कल तो देखो ना, सर्कल क्या था यार?
Is Win actually going for it here? No way.
ऐसा तो होना ही था ब्रो एफएल का भी ड्रॉ कहीं और है ना अभी ये जाएंगे
चेस कर रहे हैं इधर
अरे सोलो बंदा बचा है चेस क्या करेगा इसका भी यूजेशन है ही है शायद से कोई बात नहीं 3 पॉइंट तो आ गए ना आईजी लव फ्री है
OG they're happy to go wherever they like but for the Flash they're going to have to head over to the hidden village with Naruto with our new 19 Fury
ये वैन जो सीधा उधर ही ना चले जाए जहां वो रुका है
two separate versions of the same thing which is crazy
he's hunting him down dude he's looking
I know this is
ढूंढ रहा है अबे उस तूने एक बात नोटिस करी गाड़ी रोकने को एकेओपी सीधा उधर सी बिल्डिंग में भी रोक सकता उसने आगे करके रोकी कंपाउंड हो गए कि बेंच उसको पता ना चले कि कहां रुका हूं मैं
get some loot here and the rest
nice no not bad bro at least we got 3 position
what a crazy way to start things off Aru running for his life, dude. Straight
my brother was in trouble.
Oh man,
I ain't gonna lie though, he was feeling the tickle of the blade on his back. He was just ahead of him. I mean, he had to pull out the old flick of the wrist with the knife to get that thrown at point blank. The only way to get it done. I mean, he was impervious to blades quite some time. Only the point did it.
Dude, that tickle was so close. He's like, I can't even run serpentine at all. I can't move. I
gotta go forward.
Just straight away.
The boys were coming to support him real quick, though.
Yeah, they did.
That I respect from the rest of OG.
And they came in heavy.
But they know how important he is.
Yeah,
they know
dude.
just how important he is. So to keep him up is a really big thing.
Yeah, you were just talking about it, right? Like,
भाई मैंने आरू का नाम ही लिया था अभी कि आरू 1-2 किल कर ले तो टॉप पे आ जाएगा
top fragger
बहनचोद पनौती हूं क्या भाई मैं
and you said it yourself and I agree it's so difficult, right? You have so much to manage, so much to focus on. But when you do have those rare just superstars that can
Beowulf back in the day, that guy was unreal, but they just don't come around all that often.
You don't see it. When you do though, I mean, talk about the trust you gain from your squad, right?
Yeah. He said go here. He's also carrying us.
Yeah, he's also carrying. I think we gotta listen. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely does. Like, yes, sir. Oh, we got you. Right? We're coming. And hey, they saw their leader, right, running away from a knife, and they came heavy. But unfortunately, it just happened to be just a second too late.
Coops sends some shots over towards Furia. Honestly, I don't think Fury's last game was terrible at all. I think they got fair far into it. And that was despite having a really, really hard start for them. I mean, their recall beacon was just so out of the way from the destination. And even then, they were trying to figure out. I do think them getting in quite late was almost a blessing because they could decide on which side they wanted to head towards. But by that time, you have little to no information of what's happening around the map.
Yeah.
4T taking shots over towards KRX as they do pass on by. This is towards those yellows on the southern edge. They're just moving through the forest, the south side of Pachinki, but they can see once again already flying out to a new location.
Yeah, a little rotation shenanigans earlier. That point you were talking about earlier, though, right? Furia, 14 points in the last match. And they were one of those teams that was really critical because they're one of those squads we honestly were kind of expecting to see the top five. Let's look at the replay, though, as Aru for his life sake, please stop. Leave me alone. And those shots strayed the rest of the team off. But, oh my gosh, Bose with the knife throw just said, nah, we're shutting them down.
You see, they could just see the death crate appearing. Man, they had even had the vehicle in his face, right? Tires scratching the cheeks.
Oh, man. And Bose gets that knock. And I believe Bose picked up that scar from Aru.
Really?
Yeah, because, I mean, he didn't have it. Otherwise, he would have definitely shot him. But I think Aru had the weapon, but he's just like, no, I can't even turn around right here. They're just too close.
लुल्ला का बंदा आ गया लुल्ला वर्सेस की का अकेला बंदा बचा है लुल्ला के 2 बंदे बचे हैं
total actually
खत्म है
69 which is nice but only 3 players. Yeah, I think it's still doable.
अबे ये अकेला बंदा बचा है
उसके मारना चाहिए
हां उसके मारना चाहिए मौली सही मौली करी उसने इन्फो दे दी
very central right now. DK though up against Alula.
अबे ये यार भाई फिनिश तो डाल दिया उसको.
I mean 4 points. Ula are
definitely
moving up because prior to this one they had 21. So with 33 now, that does give them a good boost. The problem going into today was there was a good little point gap between that, you know, 6th to the 7th at the bottom.
PK,
Fudia, they had a 12-point gap there, and it kind of just goes down from there. So for Fudia to get a good game in, they now balance themselves out. They still need a good couple games if they want to push to the top 5. And Alula starting off really strong here, now put themselves in a good spot. Hit the survival stage. Next zone does pop though, and it is going to be in that mansion, shelter, Yasnaya area. Teams like Aurora coming in all the way from military base. Area though, and it looks like it is going to be X-Force Rejects. They're going to hold that down.
X-Force Rejects doing their best here.
On top,
All gamers also moving out the way. Well, these boys need the points more than ever. Circle does shift over towards our eastern side. We do have like some of these awkward compounds, some ditches over towards the eastern edge as well around the forest. Very playable for the likes of Goat, as well as Enigma Galaxy who has set up, but you also have these winding roads. For Enigma Galaxy, once again, they're on that 2-2 split. They're on there a while.
I
think one team that I would love to see more out of right now is definitely Ulf.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people know that I'm a big fan of this team, but right now I think I have a small amount of disappointment. I think there certainly can be some better plays coming through. They have shown individually some quick moments, but again, it's not what you expect of a team that gave 4Thrive such a run for the money over in PMGO overall. So if we can see a bit more of that, but maybe there's just some new teams in the block. Just looks like a different team to me, honestly.
Yeah, you got Ulf. I mean, they're still not in the worst spot when it comes to the leaderboards. I mean, we definitely expect them to always be in that top 5 position. So anything less is kind of like, hey, you know, what's taking them so long, right? But I mean, one good game, we'll see them in that spot. This could be it. I mean, they are in Yasnaya Fields right now. The zone definitely, for some reason, loves to favor that kind of area. So a hard shift goes in that direction. We could see the definitely pop off. But you know, you are right. There are so many teams right now, like in this time, we've never seen the lobby just so well balanced. Right? In years past, we've seen, you know, a few dominant squads, other squads that are just kind of struggling. But now at this point, anybody can take it.
Very good,
I mean, Thundertalk's at the bottom. What's happening?
I mean, the Thundertalk, they just haven't played well, have they? I think that's we boiled it down to that point. There's been some missteps all over the place. I think there's been some bad rotations coming through, and then when it's come to their gunfights, they are being outclassed in some of them. I think Thundertalk has a lot more in them to give. It shouldn't ever come down to AJ looking to win a 1v4. But again, it just shows that there is that potential there for Thundertalk. But you're right, it is a fairly balanced lobby, but the high-ranked game. High-ranked game.
Let's go.
You know, no one's pulling any punches right now. You best get out the way. For Gaming Stars, they're playing on this 2-2 split right now. They were wondering if it's going to head over towards the fielded areas. Regroup off the back of this one. I would say right now regrouping is probably the best thing to be doing. But Yasnaya getting cut out here is a little tough.
Yeah,
wondering what OG's next move is going to be.
That's going to be the question, right? What is OG going to do? What's Ulf going to do? It looks like Ulf, they were in the Yasnaya field. They don't get blessed. They're going to go ahead and do a huge wrap around here in reposition. Yeah, Thundertalk just getting picked apart once again. Awake running for his life here. Does get a little fortunate with that player from getting knocked. Maybe that's from the Thundertalk. Another rough game for them.
Yeah, I mean, Goat's just too good of a team. That's all there is to it. They got the Jackie blessing.
That was it, honestly. Once that happened, it's over.
He's wrapped up in the gold jacket. I think for Go, it's been all right. Again, I think for Go, the main thing that worries me about the squad is the inconsistency. But hey, if you can have 16 with a chicken dinner, Bosh, you're good to go.
Yep. And
अबे TD and Fury amazing की prediction है. अरे prediction उसकी सही हो रही है ना bro. TD वाले तुम खुद देख लो कैसे मर रहे हैं bro. उसको ये नहीं पता उसके ऊपर बंदा है वो मार ही नहीं रहा उसको.
And at least at this group stage,
भाग रहा है पूरे टाइम.
हाँ भाग रहा है उसके मुंह से बूट आप कर फाइट ले लो इससे अच्छे.
After these eliminations they have, hey, just a little bit more work and they can end up on top.
A little bit more work, yeah. I think we really do need to have to wait to finals though to see that come through. Because
on top of group stage, yeah.
On top of group stage, right?
They got a long way to go.
Long way to go.
They want that. They want that watch, that belt.
Hey, I mean, at this rate though, they would go straight to finals in the current position they're in.
एक तो खाएगा
FL वाला बैठ रखा है उधर तब से.
If they can keep things up, that is. We do have a few more games.
मेरे को ऐसा भी लग रहा है ये अरोरा वर्सेस 40 होने वाला है. नहीं GST है ना.
That's right.
Into our Miramars to close things out with the wonderful John and Jackie.
Yeah, dude, crazy prize pool, by the way, man. It's so wild. You have, $1.1 million in the group stage alone, 152 grand on to the survival stage, and then we get to the finals, $1.7 million. This is what I'm talking about.
$3 million.
We're definitely going to be having out some big prizes.
$3 million total.
We're going to be going away with some
1.1 हैगा सीधा.
Say it that way.
$1.155 lakh.
Again, I think that money should be reinvested in the team.
Yep.
Bro, वही पैसा यार.
But also, if to say you were the team, right? What's the first thing you're reinvesting into?
As a team?
Yeah.
God, get those boys a better scrimming area.
Yeah, that'll work.
Give me the
PMWC winner है मेजी की वजह से ये हाल हो गया है.
Vending machines for free. As well as, all the rest. The cool
circle बना, circle कहाँ बना? Circle देखा नहीं मैंने.
You might need.
उधर का ये ऊपर साइड गई.
अबे नहीं नीचे चला गया circle. ये देख का mention और ये सुना छोड़ दिया सारा.
For free.
40 zone में 40 का सही है zone.
And that's the thing is like I've had the
ये हॉक्सी ने किल कर ली है ना तो भाई इसके लागे बने नहीं आ पाएगा कोई क्योंकि
teams like
आड़ू तो पूरा हो गया ना.
Who live together and have for years.
They did reinvest in a really good way, actually, from all the wins they went through. Go on, sorry.
No, I mean, a lot of these guys, I mean, these mobile gamers are treated like athletes. I mean, some of them have personal nutritionists, they have exercise programs, they play for 6 to 8 hours a day with a coach staring at 4 monitors, just analyzing, figuring out how these guys can get better. And, I mean, you got millions of dollars in prize pool on the line, right? You got to give your players as much advantage as you possibly can. And one thing I do love, especially I've noticed about this tournament, is adaptation.
और अरोरा वाले एक मोड में गोट वाले इंटरेस्ट कर देंगे. यहाँ पे नेड तो आया भाई किसी टीम का. ईगल वाले इधर है. अरे बहुत गंदी पोजीशन है भाई. निकल जाओ इधर से. मरेंगे. Ziol आ गया. Ziol निगमा गैलेक्सी के पास है.
Still in a good position, but Aaron Gale is
Ziol मार दिया RRQ के ने. फलक भी मार रहा है भाई GSTR की टीम को.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for adaptation-wise, teams have had to get a lot better as times go on because we are having more 2-day sets. Usually in the past, you can get away with first day,
that's a great point.
Second day, and then adapt into third day. But now it's a case of you got to do your research. It's why we see teams coming back so late to the hotel, right? They go through all the bars together. But we're getting back in towards the action. Things are starting to pop off in a big way. RRQ is looking quite good. The work over towards Aurora. Now taking some gorgeous shots over towards All Gamers.
भाई कहाँ फाइट हो रही है दिख ही नहीं रहा. क्या किसको
देखूं? Getting some more eliminations. Yeah, as AGA getting punished here. It's just Maple up left for the squad. Benny gonna try to throw that through the window and not hit the mark, but the rest of the that one actually did. He's gonna back it up as his whole team is now gone. Gonna have to do a crazy 1v4 here. UXE's got that S12K though.
Building
Why don't we push up as all 4? Guarantee this elimination. Sounds like a good idea.
One-sided
Yeah, he goes out the window, goes way too far. In fact, Maple's just going to drop down
fall back
the building.
Fall back
Get blasted on the approach. Smaller building.
जाते फटेगा नीचे क्यों फेंक रहा है
A better chance for a 1v4. I mean, you love to set it up, but they're really going to happen.
NGX versus RRQ, let's go.
These guys have been making a lot of noise so far. Enigma Galaxy, they're looking to turn that music down.
Yeah, Enigma Galaxy putting that work, and we saw them come in super late last night. And
भाई अपने बंदे जोन में नहीं आएंगे अभी तक.
Y'all guys studying, y'all guys were talking it out, and they said ping pong. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Sometimes you gotta build up those team building exercises, get that synergy going.
You telling me they did?
That's what they said.
Let's go.
And it looks like it's working out right now because they are in a good position in the zone.
दिमाग लगा के कहाँ बैठ गया जाके? देख रहा है?
Expose their secret sauce.
Maybe I just did.
Okay, now everyone's gonna be on the ping pong. Now Enigma Galaxy can't get on the ping pong tables. Look what you've done.
You're right. What have I done?
You got to take that back.
You know what? It was VOD review.
It was VOD review. That's right.
That's what we're doing outside.
Exactly.
Yep, as well.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about here. You got to pull out all the secret sauce, all the stops here.
Yeah.
Oh, Goto, look at that. Force on the roof, getting these little band-aids in, causing a problem for Gaming Stars. Yusuf gonna have to do something. He's only got the pump shotgun. Oh, he didn't turn his chicken. God! Team
उसने हगा हाँ रिफ्लेक्स मार दिया घूम के मार दिया उसने.
Yeah. Well, I mean, imagine just giving them so little respect that you don't even check the corner there.
GSTR के पूरे बंदे गए अभी.
That
आ गई है टॉप पे भाई 8 फिनिशेस हैं ब्रो गोट के. अबे टॉप भाई क्या हो गया?
We need to do something here, right?
भाई तू गोट के kills देख एक बार.
You're locked in going towards the end. That hand-eye animation, those thumbs are just rock solid here.
Kind of like mine.
Yeah.
Medium rare.
Medium rare?
Yeah.
I'm more of a medium guy myself.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something I could play with.
Uji वाले गलत फंस गए हैं यार. Uji वाले ऊपर में फंसे हुए हैं.
The thing. They to the top though, towards 4 thrives.
40 versus Wolf.
Let's
go.
In the meantime, 4 thrives have been under pressure from a bombardment before, and they immediately start scattering. Do not want to fall prey to the same situation they did versus Enigma Galaxy over on our angle yesterday.
Uzaifa. Oh, it's getting ran over by our IQ there. And 4 thrives were just circling them like sharks, and they are putting
40 ने 5 पॉइंट भाई 40 खेल रही है बे. बढ़िया खेल रहे हैं.
4 thrives now with 5 eliminations are looking good in Erangel.
Good भाई good.
Right now for Ulf, I don't think they're going to drop to the block 3.
इनके तीनों मार दिए
इन्होंने. Going to take some special towards the end of the day though.
OG versus 40.
They haven't played back.
Huzaifah ने
बहुत गलत जगह फंसे हैं, बहुत गलत जगह फंसे हैं.
बहुत गलत जगह फंसे हुए हैं अपने वाले बंदे.
ये तो अपने दो ही बंदे बच रहे हैं.
No DR जगह 40 from Yasnaya earlier on, moving down towards that southeast side currently.
अरे इधर ही बंदे हैं, आगे कंपाउंड ही बंदे. जाए तो जाए कहाँ? सिर्फ फ्यूरिया मारेगा उधर, 40 मारेगा.
We still have
ऊपर आएगा तो अर्जे वाले मारे.
किल पॉइंट कितने हो गए हैं?
And if they all do well in this game, that's going to start
अगर
creating
वो इजी क्वालीफाई कर जाएगी पता? वो जी
कंसिस्टेंट अभी वो रश कर रहे हैं जी वो जी पे.
Yeah, I kind of feel what's going to happen here between 4 thrives as well as team that would just send it. They're going to send just underneath though.
अरे भाई फाइट दिखाओ यार क्या कर रहे हो यार क्या दिखा रहा है ये. मारो मारो स्कोर ने मारा. दोनों को मार से पहले
Biskor
दे रहा है बे.
Tanky.
सबको दे
रहा है.
Uzaifa, yeah, now it's just IQ up
अबे
left.
किल चोरी हो गया. किल चोरी हो गया शायद.
नहीं मार दिया मेरे ख्याल से.
अबे चोरी हो गया किल. 2 बिस्कोर ने किए थे ना. चोरी हो गया.
एक ही किल है.
Look at them right now. They're at 71.
बिस्कोर ने मारा था. तंकी भाई ने नहीं मारा था भाई.
Good almost 20
अबे लेकिन 2 चोरी हो गए ना.
from 6th place. If they end up strong here, that could be a straight lock for the top 5.
किसने
You
चोरी की?
know what happened? I reckon Aru went to this game. He was like, guys, you can't perform without me. Then we got some serious problems.
नेड आएगा
I'm going to go drop over here. You guys drop over there. I'm going to get knifed up. It's going to be okay. You guys get -3, and we'll see if you can make it work. Remember everything I told you. It looks like they're doing a crowd right now. 3 players.
अब निकला ये, अब निकला.
IQ has just won.
जब फाइट हो रहा था तब जाना चाहिए था ना।
Still going miraculously by the
RJC ने 2 किल चुरा लिए एक लीड से। किसने? पता है तुम्हें? RJC ने 2 किल चुरा लिए एक लीड से। गॉड ने जो 2 नॉक किया था ना।
As Aurora and Mansion are completely hard stuck. You got Enigma Galaxy staring at him. Yeah, look at that Satan from downtown. He's got some good coverage here. And this is outside of the circle, so I'm not surprised to see Enigma Galaxy just kind of wait it out. Look to maybe get these last 3 eliminations. And then push into the zone from there.
India versus Pakistan game में भी देखने को मिल गया.
Keeping an eye on things, but you gotta be careful. You cannot afford to get knocked. Igor, though, actually from Furia is staring at this as well. Man, Aurora, this is worst case scenario for you. 2 monster squads looking at you outside of the circle here. Man, they're just gonna try to do what they can.
वो पोजीशन पॉइंट के लिए खेलेगा अकेला बचा तो
टॉप को नॉक दे दिया साइलेंस ने दोबारा फिनिश कर दिया आई गेस
Doc saying
क्या बचा
another one could use it.
इसको जाना पड़ेगा भाई क्या टॉप क्या
भाग क्यों नहीं रहा था नेडा?
Coops is feeling it right now.
पीछे से
He's been a fantastic player for the squad, steps up now. They're down. It is Chief to find the final shot from far away. It's been a rarity though, seeing a heaven circle in a long time. Usually it's a little bit of a feature, but never the ending position. See exactly where stage 7 heads over towards. Does it drop down towards that southwest side?
Let's get it going here. Enigma Galaxy putting in that work. They have the edge of the circle here. We'll see where exactly it's going to go ahead and shift onto. But they got coverage right now. Protect those vehicles. That's so important because if the zone hard shifts away from them, they're definitely going to need them. Wait for that next zone. You got 477 still up for vote. Trying to soak up some more placement points. Next zone does pop though. Where are we headed?
Zone बन जा.
Enigma Galaxy will absolutely have to move, and we are over towards heaven.
Let's go.
Gives OG another chance here as well on that western side. They're looking for the turkey here, dude.
Hey, the OG fans were happy about that one. I heard that zone shifted. Let's see how this all works. Yeah, they are looking for that turkey. 3 in a row here. Here comes Enigma Galaxy, though, on the drive. 477 stuck out, and they actually
ये मारेगा पीछे से मारेगा गोड वाला मारेगा पीछे से
OG's gonna have to hold him off.
reject
Around the other edge.
भाई अपनी टीम के साथ फाइट हो रही है
It is a 4v3 here. Tanky the first of all.
विजगॉड ने लॉर्ड मारा
actually is able to get a bit of a clap back over towards that way. He's left behind. Only two possibly OG to reset.
आईकू बचा है अभी भी आईकू बचा है वो आईकू तंग करेगा ब्रो तंग करेगा आईकू तंग करेगा
इधर फाइट हो गई
looks good WizGod barely getting out of the way of that one.
He's barely surviving
though. Coops is hungry. He finds a nice headshot there. That one stung. He knows exactly where they are. This nade is an eviction notice saying hello and goodbye. Gets the knock on a tanky.
They're on their last legs right now. I think there was a bare moment where everyone was on practically 10 HP. WizGod will finish
Coops throwing a quick Molotov down low.
Let's go! WizGod ने तीनों मारे इनके यार 40 के.
But
भाई Coops ने मिला दोगा लेकिन काका की कर रहे हैं काका बैग ही रिजेक्ट वाला
भी गया. Coops is
भाई ये बैन नीड सी मारी जा रहा है भाई सभी को.
WizGod का नीड आया बढ़िया. पूरी वेव दे रहा है ना.
Takes another nasty hit.
Smoke करेगा
कितने नीड है भाई इस पे कितने नीड है
भाई पूरा अबे
कवर मिल गया देगा उसको जाके
move up and pick up AKOP in the midst of all the smoke here. Makes the dash now.
Devil gets a knock on the Satan. What is going on right here? We got Coops gonna hopefully try to get that res.
Demon on demon action. This is crazy.
Furia is going silence. He's got that MG. That's going to have
भाई अपनी टीम को पूरा मौका है बरो अगर देखा जाएगा.
Get a chicken dinner.
As silence का एक प्लेयर बचा है सिर्फ.
वो भी एक HP है.
Coops down to his
MG3 है भाई कुछ कर ही नहीं पाएगा. MG3 है.
Oh, nice little vehicle switch there. Hops in the vehicle, hits the passenger seat, ejects, gets himself to safety for a little bit longer. But looks like that.
Yeah. Let's go. Top 3.
I'll take a 4th place though.
RG वाले के पे उस OG पे घुस गए. OG इधर रे.
A third.
एक दो नॉक दिया तीन नॉक अरे वन किल कौन था
That's what you get.
सही खेली ब्रो सही खेली
friendly fire. Game's gonna end just
आ गया फ्यूरिया का चिकन आ गया मैं कह रहा था फ्यूरिया का आएगा
Fury will pick themselves
ब्रो
up.
अपनी टीम की कितनी खेलते
And it feels good
Decision
for them.
point, 5 मिले ना
Rondo into this angle.
Okay.
A real turnaround today.
That is how you get it done right there. Furia, you know, that was just so what a crazy way to start things off. Aru running for his life, dude. Couldn't catch a break, and here they get the chicken
आगे भाई सही point आ गए यार 12 point आ गए अपने आगे 12 point
They stopped into heaven, they held that position.
Let's go भाई 12 point आ गए ऐसे ही हर मैच में 5 10 point आ गए ना तो अपन भाई डायरेक्ट क्वालीफाई है अपने को कोई इतना स्ट्रेस नहीं रहेगा भाई अपनी टीम के लिए
भाई ने नॉक करा फिनिश 2 मार दिया कट से
सही है यार 2-2 एक पॉइंट में मैटर करता है ना ब्रो
हां वही तो
भाई वो P90 V90 लेके बैठे थे MG P90
दूसरी टीम पे MG थी इस टीम पे P90
या शार्ट प्लस 12 है 78 पॉइंट आए
versus OG. Goodness me, I mean if it wasn't for Fury potentially
मुंडे याद करा रहे भाई याद करा रहे हूं नहीं खेल रहे डर के बढ़िया खेल रहे हैं
very quick to the mark. I think that's the main thing from Fury. They analyzed and saw where the opportunities were there, pushed over the top, and as soon as X-Force Rejects pushes out that building, goodness me, do you see how
पर क्या होल्ड किया ब्रो
march to the other
डिफेंड बढ़िया गया डिफेंड बढ़िया
बहुत ਵਧੀਆ डिफेंड ਕੀਤਾ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਲੱਕੜ ਇੰਨੀ ਓਪਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਵੀ #3 ਆਉਣਾ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਲੌਬੀ ਚ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਲੱਕੜ ਮਤਲਬ ਘੈਂਟ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ ਬ్రో ਓਪੀ
One shift. Enigma Galaxy knew they lost this game, right? They're like, hey, you know what? We just gotta try to do whatever we can. Those rotations, you're gonna have a sacrifice, right? Just to be able to
नहीं मिला था क्या दूसरा वाला
utilize that opportunity to its maximum. That's for sure. That's what it's all about. Furia, they knew they had that one in the bag.
It's nice to see OG on the front lines taking some good fights and without Aru as well towards that end there. For X-Force Rejects, I need a little bit more to be convinced because you are playing from heaven. It's a god compound at the end of the day.
It was luck, right? It was luck. But you know what? Sometimes luck is all it takes.
It's just what you need.
It's just what you need, you know, and they just happened to get it. And it's good for them that it happened now in the second game of the last day, right? So we've seen it in the past where teams that are coming in a little bit nervous, don't have that as much experience as some of these other guys, they get a lucky game, and sometimes that just gives them the confidence they need to actually do something, right?
Yeah.
But, you know...
no, it's true, because you certainly start to play a little bit more different.
You're like, oh.
Especially nervous teams as well coming into this, you know. It's a big stage. We have fans from around the world here as well. Sometimes it could be hard either disappointing your fans or trying to uplift them in the process. So you get yourself a lucky win, boom, you're good to go.
Yes, indeed. And man, it's so good to see these teams, right, be able to pull out all the stops here towards the end. These leaderboards have been bouncing all over the place here. But you know what? We got Kalaris with Flash. Let's go ahead and hear what these guys have to say.
That's me. Thank you very much, Hot Jukes. Yes, I am with Top Z from Flash after these 2 games because I really wanted to talk to them about very unusual circumstances that have been happening. But first, let's start with day number 1 and the results there. It was kind of mixed results here and there, but then you got the first place on the Erangel yesterday.
So
happy with those results from yesterday. What did you think overall?
Ngày hôm qua thì mình đã làm khá là tốt và đang đứng ở một cái vị trí.
ये कौन सी टीम है? ये किस टीम का है बंदा?
Cảm thấy là cái màn trình diễn của mình.
Cherry किस टीम का बंदा है?
Mình có hài lòng với kết quả ngày hôm qua không?
Đối với Flash team Flash.
Ngày hôm qua bọn em thật sự là chưa làm tốt.
In my opinion, yesterday, to be honest, we haven't done a very good job on the maps, I would say.
Okay.
Flash.
That's fair. And coming into day 2, you got a second place on the Rondo after holding on the east side, and then that was against Ranga.
भाई मैं कह रहा हूँ इधर OG भी क्वालीफाई कर ले उधर
भाई ये POV नहीं दिखाते क्या हाइलाइट्स में?
शायद नहीं अगर दोनों में से हो गया ना सिस्टम सेट गाइस तो मजा आ जाएगा
ये हाइलाइट्स ही नहीं दिखा रहे
हाँ मजा आ जाएगा जेट मजा आ जाएगा
हाइलाइट्स देखने में इतनी मजा आती है
cho mình đó và hạ gục mình thì ở trận thứ 2 thì mình cảm thấy như thế nào, liệu rằng mình có muốn trả thù đối thủ của mình hay không?
Sau trận 2 thì bọn em cũng rút được kinh nghiệm nhiều hơn vì trận đó cũng khá là không có may mắn Nên là mấy trận sau bọn em sẽ cố gắng đạt được thành tích cao nhất.
On the second maps, I would say we were pretty luckier than the first maps, and we also like have our own experiences based on the first map. So we did a good job on the second one, and I think like based on that result, we will keep continue, like pushing harder for the next round.
Okay, thank you very much, Top Z here. Good luck with the next games. And that does it for us here, down on the stage.
godlike मैच आज नहीं है क्या पैडिंग
कल से भाई 2 टीम इंडिया की अगर बैन जो फाइनल में हो तो भाई मैं कह रहा हूँ जब भी स्नैक्स की मेरी बात सुन, स्नैक्स की वॉचिंग 2 लाख टच करी है ना, मैं लिख के देता हूँ उसकी 5 लाख टच करेगी अगर दोनों क्वालिफाई कर गई फाइनल्स के लिए। ओ हनी बैग की हाल डार्लिंग।
5 ज्यादा होता है यार, बहुत ज्यादा।
5 नहीं जाएगा, 2.5-3 जा सकते हैं।
3 जा सकता है, मेरे को लगता है 5 जा सकती है यार।
तो इजीली चला जाएगा।
अभी गॉडलाइक नहीं ना खेल रही,
5 लाख
गॉडलाइक का भी है ना फैन बेस। चैट आपको क्या लगता है कितनी वॉचिंग आएगी स्नैक्स भाई की वॉच पार्टी में? गॉडल ਦਾ ਡਾਲ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ 3 ਮੈਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਡ੍ਰੌਪ ਕਲੈਸ਼ ਆ ਬਾਈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ। ਅੱਛਾ ਯਾਰ देख लेने। चिकन करने के एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट मिलते हैं क्या भाई? चिकन पे 10 पॉइंट है, नंबर 2 पे आने के 6, नंबर 3 पे आने पे 5, 4, 3, 2, 1। ठीक है, अभी जो किल का 1 पॉइंट है। 2,33,000 गई हुण। बस मैं तेन वही कह रहा ब्रो, स्नैक्स भाई ने स्टार्टिंग तो वॉच पार्टी की ना ई स्पोर्ट्स ਇਹਦੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਵॉच ਪਾर्टी ਵਾਲੀ ਆਡੀਅנס ਬਹੁਤ ਘੈਂਟ ਬਣੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਬ్రో। ਤੇ ਉੱਤੋਂ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਖੁੰਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਦੂਸਰਾ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਵੀਡੀਓਜ਼ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਨਾ। ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਸਰੀ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਸਿਰ ਦੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ। सेवंथ और 8 पे 11 पॉइंट मिलता है, 1-1 पॉइंट मिलता है। हाँ 1-1 पॉइंट, कोई बात नहीं यार, देख लेंगे भाई क्या सीन होगा। लेकिन जैसा भी है यार अपनी टीम को तो पूरा सपोर्ट रहेगा। गॉडलाइक भी करेगी यार, मेरे को लग रहा है कि गॉडलाइक वाले भी मारेंगे यार, मारेंगे गॉडलाइक भाई। जम्मू कब आ रहे हो? जम्मू जब पैसे होंगे तब आएंगे। चैट में स्कोर बोर्ड कैसे है? अरे चैट में स्कोर बॉक्स नहीं आएगा, मोनेटाइजेशन ऑफ रखी हुई है ना मैंने।
दोनों टीम क्वालीफाई कर जाएगी।
चैट में मोनेटाइजेशन ऑफ कर रखी है ना, आपको ऐड आएगी ना ही आप सुपर चैट कर पाओगे। नहीं सुपर चैट का तो आ रहा है,
ये लेट हुए।
अरे मैं अपने आप को समोसा बेच सकता हूँ क्या? बेच के देखो,
बेच के देखो, देख लो।
भेजा गया अपने आप को समोसा बेच दिया। वो देख दोबारा एक और भेजूं, अपने आप को भेजना पड़ रहा है भाई, मेरे को कोई भेज नहीं रहा समोसे।
आवाज नहीं आ रही है इनकी तो।
हनी बैग नु भी हो गए 12 महीने नहीं।
But Furia, it's so good to see the presence here in this group. 16 points.
80 पॉइंट हो गए इसका मतलब है ना। भाई तुम तो भेजते नहीं हो समोसे, तो मेरे को खुद ही करना पड़ेगा। लाओ यू नॉट भी दूं, थैंक्स यार।
Yeah, it's looking very, very good for Orangutan to come into.
यार ये टीटी के लिए बुरा लग रहा है मेरे को यार।
As far as the match rankings go, right, the second place in terms of points, just 14 points is a big amount to be coming in to the first Erangel for. I mean, we got 2 more Erangels for them to come on through.
बंदूकबाज हो इनकी, आवाज क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? एरर बना हुआ है।
I do want to say big ups to X-Force Rejects as well. They had Heaven and they kept it.
No.
Oh no. Oh dear. Yes, the replay coming on through of the
क्या कर रहे हैं ये लोग?
I think we've had so far.
आरू के साथ क्या कर रहे हैं लोग?
तूने देखा नहीं था क्या?
नहीं देखा था मैंने। ओए यार अरे भाई ये तो गलत किया है बदला लिया नहीं लिया फिर इन्होंने
नहीं
लिया तो है मार ही तो है
हाँ मार दिया था
तंकी भाई नाइफ लेके रच कर रहे हैं इसमें
अरे लेकिन वो मार दिया था ना सारे मार दिए
This is the energy that I love seeing from OG. I do want to sort of touch on if we go back to
अरे भाई ये तो गलत हुआ यार बहुत
Look, they were from the bottom. Now they're here. This was something. Okay, this is something that they needed to do.
थंडर टैग किधर की है थंडर टैग चाइना की है ब्रो चाइना
line of sight even when the contention started
with हाँ जी
against OG they were able to grab a couple of eliminations from that position
मैसी नहीं मेरे मार से अब दे
कौन मैं उठा ही है जस्ट
सही है मैं भी भरावा सिमू कोलों करवाया ही मैं तो लाइव होना सीगा इतने दिनों बाद मेरा डिस्कनेक्ट होया भाई
मैं उन्हीं को तय उठा किधर स्पाइडी किधर सॉल्टर
इंडिया अरे इनको पंजाबी समझ नहीं आती हिंदी में बोलो इनको
पढ़िया भरावा पढ़िया
मैं ना खाना बनता है टिकटॉक स्क्रॉलिंग की ते लाइव आई सामने है ना तो खा बाहर मेरियां ते मैं क्या है कि ब्रो ओजी कर ली
ओजी ने भाई बहुत ही हिटिया
ओजी ने तो दिया ही दिया यार हैशटैग वन पे
ओजी चंगा खेडिया यार जवाब नहीं दस मैं तो जवाब ना आना है
भाई मैं ipreeet का फैन हूं अरे थैंक्स यार शुभू भाई कोई तो है अपना फैन इंडिया तो केडी टीम है इंडिया तो सिर्फ एक टीम है इथे आ मैच ओजी एंड
गोल्डन कॉल के डिग्री
godlike का कल है भाई कल यार मेरा मन कर मैं जिम तो जाऊंगा यार जो मर्जी हो जाए बहन चोद
तो कल कितनी बार पार्टी सेंगा विच चढ़ गए
की
वॉच पार्टी
कल मैं जिम नहीं जाना ही
या ते मैं जब अनिया परमिशन सौखी मिल जांदी पहला कहंदा ही परमिशन नहीं मिलदी हुन मिली
ब्रो
कौन पर सिर पे
बहन जो ओजी वालों ने मेरा डोला बड़ा नहीं करना डोला तो जिम जाके बड़ा हुआ भाई
compound straight into the side of X-Force reject, but no, they put themselves between the outskirt of the circle and the middle portion of the circle, meaning X-Force reject, even the side of GX, Orangutan are all going to be forced to naturally into their
वैसे अपने को किक वास्ते भी हैगी है परमिशन पर किक ते मैं कर नहीं सकता करनी नहीं है
with an
इतने सही है
MG3,
YouTube
which
पे
is the best weapon to have for Mr. Silence himself. Our prediction of the tournament. I loved it. They now see the number of players is down to just 2. Just nailed it down, take home that win. That was literally a perfect finish in terms of execution from good old Furia.
Yeah, and see, that was I just want to touch in that. That was a great sort of overview of what I was sort of explaining. Like, they didn't need to leave that position. Furia obviously capitalized on that, which is excellent from there. But yeah, I mean, X-Force reject should have just won.
Yes, we're looking at the overall here. Orangutan now with 80 points. And that's what I'm talking about.
20 point on the lead. 22 point on the
have a 20
बस भाई पोजीशन पॉइंट ही कड्डी जान ते आज ओजी ने ओजी काम कर देना भाई टीम फ्लैश भी मजा आएगा
ए I mean, honestly, I think we get to the halfway point, and I think that statement is going to be very true, just based on what happens in the next game, right? Fourth Rhymes as well. They're starting to go down the leaderboard just a little bit. RRQ. I mean, yes, X-Force rejects have made it out of the bottom 3 by quite a bit, actually. But Team RRQ, that's not a team I was expecting to see down here, Matt.
No Pecco, please. Where is No Pecco? I want to see some presence from him, though. We did see a little bit. This Ulf, and a lot of people would say that's disappointing, right? For a team that was second place back at PMGO Season 1 and did so good, especially during the PMGC finals. Let them cook, right? They're slow starting team. I don't know how you say in Turkish, but they're slow starting team. I wouldn't be too scared for them, at least as they don't make in the bottom 3. We're fine. Ulf will come back.
Sorry, baji, late ho gaya. Are koi baat nahi, bhai.
Not my Turkish just yet, all right?
We're not there.
Let's hold on to that one. But before we even move on, how about we talk about some
बाजी टीटी इतना क्यों हो रही है अरे पता नहीं यार ये सर्वाइवल स्टेज ये जो 3 है वो तो बाहर है ना
if you haven't already and if you do end up winning something make sure you use that hashtag EWC and hashtag EWC26 I want you to tell me quickly predictions
41 जगन ओजी
winning the next
खत्म
winning the next
क्या
game is going to be Fourth Rhymes
क्या बक रहा है?
Stop asking me because apparently I get
OG1 chicken, 41 chicken, OG खत्म.
चूतिया है क्या ये?
अरे it's okay.
अबे एक सेकंड रुको ब्रदर, आप अपने पापा का नंबर देना, मेरे पास कॉन्डम पड़े हैं यार, मैं पकड़ाऊं यार थोड़े से आपके पापा को.
Are we good?
Right, you are 7. I've got the defending champions of PMWC joining me on the main stage here. I've got Yangon Galacticos. Smile, let's have a quick chat. You know, cast your mind back to PMWC last year.
Yangon, अरे ये तो वो है.
The way that you
पिछला सीजन जीते थे जो.
by consistently putting up placement points. You didn't play too aggressive. You just played your game. Now we've had an entire year.
Snacks अपनी चेयर ते किमिया सिंह चढ़दी कला. ओ इतना ही है ब्रो, खाया होया आपा.
Strategy changed. What's the plan coming into this year's PMWC?
Especially for the strategy, I don't want to use Y or Ruby too much, but we will prepare for every
redeem this spark voucher and get a YT champion Asian charm set by chance. Wow.
We experience in 2025 and in a new situation that might happen. Also, we don't rely on the same.
ਸੌ ਲੱਗੇ ਮਜ਼ਾਕ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਅਰਗੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਛੋਟੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਭੈਣ ਜੋ ਨਾਲੀਆਂ. अरे ये लास्ट सीजन जी थी ना जो वो है डिफेंडिंग चैंपियन, जब हम इनके जैसे होते थे ना भाई, इनकी उम्र के, हाँ इनकी उम्र में थे ना जब हम, तो हम बेंचों में नालियों में से बांटे निकाल के खेलते थे भाई.
निकालते थे
नालियों में से बांटे.
वो क्या होता है?
नाली का मतलब पता है? नाली क्या होता है? तो बंटे पता है? कंचे. तो वो खेलते थे भाई.
ये तीसरा वाला लेजेंड एक जैसा दिख रहा है इनका.
Thank you Scarface भाई for the jewels यार.
If you could say anything to your fans who are watching and preparing themselves for you guys to step out onto the stage tomorrow.
भाई heads off है कि भाई ऐसे इनके पेरेंट्स इनको इतना मतलब खेलने के लिए दिया, और ये अभी अपने देश को, अपने माँ बाप का नाम रोशन कर रहे हैं यार, इतना पैसा इकट्ठा कर रहे हैं यार, है ना जैट? बढ़िया है यार.
And once you've done that, you'll be able to get your hands on the Yangon Galacticos
भाई e-sports खेल यार ਵੀਰੇ. e-sports ਦਾ ਰੋਹਿਤ ਭਾਈ, ਮੈਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ e-sports ਨਹੀਂ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਬਾਈ ਯਾਰ. ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 2-3 ਟੀਮਾਂ ਹੀ ਆ, ਬਾਕੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਸਿਰੀ ਸੈਲਰੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੀਆਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਸਿਰ, ਪ੍ਰਾਈਜ਼ ਪੂਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੇ. ਆ ਗੁਜਰਾਤ ਟਾਈਗਰ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਸੈਲਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਕਲੱਚ ਕੋਡ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ, ਵਿਕਟੋਰੀਆ ਸੁਮਸ ਨੇ ਸੈਲਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਅਵੇਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ, ਠੀਕ ਆ. ਬਲਾਈਂਡ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਜ਼ ਪੂਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ 3-4 ਕਰੋੜ ਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ, ਰੌਨੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ. ਸੋ ਬ్రో ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਾਈਕ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਮਾਡਲ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਜਨਤਾ ਨੇ. ਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਲੇਅਰ ਵਧੀਆ ਖੇਡ ਗਏ ਤਾਂ ਸਿਰਾ ਹੋ ਜੂ, ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਸੈਲਰੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਬ్రో.
Let's get it going here, man. Hey, I want to say one thing, right? I love, you know, good old
ਬਿਮਾਰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਝੋਟਾ.
jerseys. I want that though. I want one of those, man. So if you got that in a triple XL, bring it on down.
Next match prediction.
It looks comfy, dude.
नेक्स्ट मैच की प्रेडिक्शन यही है कि 40 करेंगे चिकन 15 किल के साथ.
It's time to
Let's
get
go!
it started here into the second Erangel of the day. Only 3 more matches after this, but this is going to be a crucial one.
OG up to 18 points now. It's going to be difficult to knock them out of that top 5 unless there's some incredible shifts up in the rankings as thing goes on. But honestly, I think OG, they're riding high right now. They are feeling good. I don't think anyone's going to challenge them too much. They might drop out of first place, but I'd love to see them stay up there throughout the entirety of the survival stage. And I can see Hoxie currently has taken up top player spot. One was 17. Actually, Aurora top is doing a huge amount of work.
Let's get it going here. And we can take a look at the top players. Yeah, top with the most damage.
Wow.
4,357. Unbelievable performance right here from him.
ਸਾਰੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਡ੍ਰੌਪ ਤੇ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ. OG ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਆਪਣਾ ਯਸ਼ਨਾਇਆ, ਨਹੀਂ ਸੌਰੀ ਰੋਜ਼ੋਕ ਹਨਾ.
Already now have a nice points bunch like you mentioned. The GOAT and 14, nice amount of points as well. Completely tied up in second and third. This is going to be a close one. It's really going to come down to the last match to see who's going to be in our top 5.
Absolutely. Now I'm looking down towards the bottom of the leaderboards. RRQ in 14th. Now RRQ qualified on a technicality. They've been working hard, putting in the time to try and get through towards that group stage, potentially through to the finals. It'd be a shame to see them go out here in the survival stage, but right now they are not playing up to scratch. So they do a little bit more here. 28 points of the 32 the X-Force Rejects have been able to grab at the back of that last game. But we do have Naruto skins in game at the moment. We've got the Ninetales Fury Org there as well. So you can
ये TT वाले कहाँ जा रहे हैं? चैट अपनी prediction बताओ. ये मैच किसका चिकन है? बताओ.
In game, as we all know, all of the viewers of PUBG Mobile are filled with wisdom because you're here with us, of course.
That's right. That's right. If you could have learned any Naruto jutsu, what would it be?
I told you. Wait.
Hello, चीमा भाई.
Asked me this question yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
अबे ये क्या कर रहा है GSTR वाला?
I have the same answers.
अबे विज़गॉड ने देखा नहीं है क्या इसको?
Very nice.
I had like such weird deja vu for a second there.
There you go.
Damn, let me.
Okay, सही है. उठाने आ जाएगा.
I'll tell you what, I'm going.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you, doesn't have a couple secs, and that is gonna be Thunder Talk Gaming once again, losing players super early on. Sitting is knocked, and Shiva with the vehicle swap's gonna go ahead and get that confirmation. But oh, he's actually gonna have to watch out because Seeing is already there, putting that punishment down. So Thunder Talk, X-Force Rejects, battling it out, back and forth. Reverb is gonna get thirsted. Sitting did survive. And he looks like he is going to call to safety. Are you kidding me? So Thunder Talk.
Man, this series reject वाले वो की कीता जा रहे हैं यार bro. 40 वाले bridge block.
That's all it takes.
Bro.
Absolutely.
Bro, 40 वालों ने bridge block कर दिया. Let's go.
I was looking up jutsus in the meantime.
All right. Change your decision?
Hey, I actually have this tattooed on my back. It's the Dead Demon Consuming Seal. That one's cool. That one is cool. Unfortunately, I wouldn't use it because I would knock myself in game using that.
Maybe lock down your lunch so no one takes it, right?
I know. I have to.
That's right. You know what? I'm going.
I need a res, bro. I need a res.
I need a res.
I need a reanimation jutsu right now. Come on, bro.
I'm going with the flying Raijin, dude.
Yeah, that is cool. That is big.
You can't. I think it's just too dang good. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you need me, I can have you marked. Pow! And I'm right there. But what can I say?
I mean, Minato is the GOAT. So yeah, you ain't wrong. But we are jumping down towards Sosnovka, and we do have to talk about this. We do have to talk about this because this is fun to watch. But it is also the first time we've actually seen it down towards Sosnovka. We get to watch these players duke it out on day 2. Down towards the south side of the map. Thunder Talk already making their cross right now. Enigma Galaxy are also looking to move across. And Fourth Drives, they're just not holding it. I think they were much more concerned with having a spot right now. They're on 69 points, which is great. It is good. But we want to see a bit more for themselves. They don't want to end up dropping out on a catastrophic turn of events coming through towards the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, top 5 is definitely the goal. Better for sure. And with 69, they do have a little bit of a gap from 6th place. But with how these teams are playing, we've seen gaps like that shut down in just a game alone. Especially when you got Fury climbing up the leaderboard, they have 54. They're with Enigma Galaxy, as a matter of fact, they're one of these teams that really need this game right here because things are getting spicy for sure. Looking on over here, especially, this is a very difficult zone. We have a nice hard shift down the military.
Yo. My boys have got the double hovercraft. That is actually a massive advantage on Sosnovka. You want to keep them up as long as possible. You can sort of hide them down towards the south side if you wanted.
Yeah, especially if you can go hunt down one of those welding guns. Man, that's going to be so good for them here towards the end. And it looks like out of 2 teams that are already in military base, Fourth Drives and Enigma Galaxy are mighty close to each other here. Meanwhile, KRX is going to be storming the beach here in a little while as well. So that's going to be interesting to see how teams want to take in that position there.
Yeah, KRX actually heading over towards the slope. moving upwards towards Four Thrives' position. Ulf is yet to cross yet, just worried at the moment. There is a jump to be made for Ulf here into top 5. They want it on this game. Similarly for KRX, Furia, the Flash. You're right, Enigma Galaxy is right on that cusp at the moment.
Yeah.
Keep a white-knuckled grip to keep this one going.
Dude, these last 3 matches coming up are going to be so insane. You know what?
I'm excited.
Me too, and I am just so happy.
Oh, look at this. Goat going down. Killer Joe is out. Moxie is hurt. So X-Force rejects do cross the bridge. They head to Novo, and they end up getting the better of Goat. Meanwhile, look at this. They're on a glider, getting themselves in position in this next circle.
Yeah, it's sad to see as well, because it's going to be Fuchs Man as well as Force. Going forward, kind of plays you want. There's also a crash glider here too, so it looks like Goat was double gliding, KRX is double hovering.
Yoni की टीम नहीं खेली अरे योनी नहीं वो जॉनी है भाई क्या लिख रहा है
Yeah, I think for X-Force Rejects this is cool. I like this from them. I gotta disagree with 7 though.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that last match, it did feel a little bit lucky, honestly. You play Heaven, and they sort of immediately lost as soon as it moved away from Heaven.
Yeah.
Okay? There is... And that's okay. It's okay to get lucky sometimes. It really is. But it also feels bad when you instantly lose players running out into a singular sight line. I want to see more of it. So that right there is more promising to me than anything. And it's coming in at 8 minutes into the game. Capability to take down a squad moving in and have the wherewithal to set up in Novo.
And actually get some eliminations.
Yeah.
I mean, all I know is that if I get zone locked towards the end, I'm feeling lucky. That's for sure, right? But you gotta still put in the work, even if that happens. This next circle does pop all the way down to military. So yeah, now there's no question.
अब OG कैसे क्रॉस करेगी भाई?
And
OG कहाँ है?
OG जोन के बाहर
स्कूल
देख.
These like crazy.
बहुत रोटेशन की बहुत लेट है यार.
Island circle.
इनके पीछे से लुल्ले वाले भी आएंगे, ईजल वाले भी आएंगे.
Who is the
RRQ जा रहे हैं भाई हेलीकॉप्टर से.
Win.
40 वालों ने टाइम से पोजीशन ले ली है. सही है. अब बस इनका है भाई ये कैसे एंट्री करेंगे जोन में.
C block 2, not a bad spot. Worth playing going forward. KRX with the double hovercraft have a ton of capability to move in, but it seems like they may have ditched them somewhere.
Oh boy. Look to see the action is starting to ring off those. Fudia's getting mighty close here. Geek gonna go ahead and find a spot in military. They're gonna be holding the satellite position as well as Doxy. Oh, nice jump shot. Oh, it wasn't nice enough because Hawk.
ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਸੀਰੀ ਓਏ ਉਹਨੇ ਕੈਂਸਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਮਾਰਦਾ. ਜੰਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਸੀ.
Aurora trying to make the cross versus
Ulf ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਸਿੱਟਦਾ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਸੀਰੀ ਅਰੋੜੇ ਵਾਲੇ. ਉਹ ਆ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ? ਹੈਲੋ.
Cross a little bit earlier.
Netback ਮੁੱਕ ਗਿਆ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਮੇਰਾ.
They rung the bell on this one, and Aurora starts to move up. Reaper's already down. Zhol trying to hit some mad shotgun shots. I don't know what he was thinking.
अरे गई बस बंदे दो बचे हैं.
And out top with his signature mini 14. Not enough as Kelsey from behind will find the shots towards him.
Dog भाजी भाजा. Dog भाई ना.
The last player alive here for Aurora.
Fight लेगा भागेगा नहीं हाँ.
Man, tough cross and a bad time too. Match
आ गई है
GST आ गई. Aurora in 4th place. Going out like this is going to be tough. It's going to really be these last 3 matches for Aurora if they're going to make it into the top 5. So worst case scenario for Aurora, Enigma Galaxy, Flash, Udia all pop off here. You can see Maniac angles, and look at him go. He's going to be able to try and jump all the way to the top. He does. So Maniac busting out his parkour skills, showing people this is how it's done. This is how you get up on top. And Ulf's going to have to be mighty careful.
अब इसको इग्नोर कर दिया उसने.
His footsteps are pretty loud though. Let's see if they can hear him up there.
Doc's like, what the hell, man? You're making a lot of noise.
Man, this is Spider-Man, oh.
Oh man,
ये एक को तो खाएगा, एक को तो खाएगा, खाएगा, पक्का खाएगा.
Smile. As Rolex is like, hey, nobody's here, right?
There's no way. Are we triggered this? That's crazy.
Oh, gets the thirst though. And he did get shot in the back, right? Am I tripping?
No, you're not. That was ballsy to say that. they just fully lost.
अबे यार डॉग भाई ने एक पूरा डाल के लिया
उसके साथ
बहुत बुरा भाई रोलेक्स ਉਹਦਾ ਸੰਦ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਗ ਗਏ ਉਹਨੇ ਪੱਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ
That is correct.
Yeah. He did
Lulla
get on the back.
Lulla आ गया
Right? Yeah.
Lulla आ गया Lulla
My boy
Lulla आ
was
गया
stood
पीछे
on the stairs.
Just saying.
Lulla
I know
छोड़ो
what?
ओजी कितने वे
I'm going down.
भाई
This is how I'm good.
OG मेल्ट आ
पीछे या मेल्ट होके
I'm safe.
एकदम लेट रोटेट कर रहे हैं ये वाले
बाले ही गंदे ने ओए फुल फॉली बाले ही गंदे ने ओए
Thought he was on
मैं
top
नहीं है कि
of the
बचिया
hole. If he was on top of here, interesting.
Bro, bridge block in PMWC.
Top of the bridge, but now it looks like
करो पैन दी सीरी और bridge block.
Lula's going in here as well.
भाई वो तो देखना उल्फो वाले का एक ही पोजीशन देख वो देख उधर टॉप पे चढ़ा हुआ है भाई उधर हिल पे
I mean, why not? I mean, Ulf right now.
जाने नहीं देगा भाई पीछे लुल्ले वाले आ गए हैं
Ulf's like
पीछे लुल्ला आगे उल्फ
make this difficult.
ये लुल्ले वाले बहुत खतरनाक है भाई ये तो टीम खराब करेंगे यार
लुल्ला वेक के मारते हैं
Yeah, I'll eat that up every time.
आड़ू वेट कर रहा है भाई कि बंदा जाए कहाँ जाए ये भाई लेट रोटेट करेंगे 1600 मीटर है
the buildings down towards the southwest side of C block. But KRX is nice and set up. However, a lot of these teams are going to have to make their way out of airstrip, and quite a few times that can be a difficult task. Getting out across that road, you're massively silhouetted in that situation. It's a question of if anyone else has the sideline. This is a big move from RRQ. They are flying through teams on the southern edge.
I like this play actually. I think if you're RRQ, you're right now at 28 points. Top 5 is going to be really tough. Like,
we got to make a play.
Yeah. We got to make a crazy play. And in order to make at least to the survival stage, this could be it, right? Like, hey, let's take the risk now, especially with Miramar coming up. Let's full send it to the center, and they do make it there safely. So it looks like that did end up paying. Oh, as soon as I say that, AJ gets a knock and thirst onto one of the players from RRQ. So, maybe a little bit too greedy on that rotation.
Yeah, well, I would say you should assume the players are going to be playing down towards these very much coastal edges. I think it's a very typical area to work with as well.
For sure. And they had so much space here, you know, I just think...
Yeah, there wasn't a reason for it, right? That's crazy there.
Yeah.
So Fun Talk will get themselves at least one off the back of that. A lot of teams are unwilling to move down the inside the circle. And it also seems that there's a lot of teams unwilling to move on the outer edges too.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those mistakes you point out, right? It's just a pure mistake. Like, there's certain ones that you could be like, all right, it was a coin toss. They could have gone left, they could have gone right, and they just made a bad bet. But that was one where you just kind of lost a player pretty unnecessarily on the side of RRQ. And it's those little tiny ones that they just like are a domino effect to your demise.
KRX और Fury and FL इन सभी के पास चांस है टॉप 5 में एंटर करने का.
But now we're stuck in a third place with 2. NGX की 58 point है. We'll see what happens though as we look at this. Ooh, nice shot of that map. Let's see where the circle goes though. Are we gonna have a crazy shift? Does it center up? That's gonna make things interesting.
Military base, hard look, push, ban, तीसरी. 40 वाला ना split क्या करो? OG वाले कितना होंगे? AJ वाले हल्ले भी bridge थे या bridge करोगे cross?
Away from airstrip, it runs it straight back.
Very difficult. बहुत ज़्यादा
honestly, for them, they're pretty happy with their spot.
Yeah.
They're even happier now. And if they still got the double hovercraft,
भाई उस साइड वाले ब्रिज वाले तो आ भी नहीं रहे.
Late game, not they need to move much, but they
भाई आगे आ गए, ये वाले आगे, दूसरे वाले वाले भी है ना.
All gamers
लुल्ला ने भी नहीं क्रॉस किया.
Realizing now they need to move instantaneously.
Man, तीसरी हुए.
RRQ.
मारता कोटता.
Flip to a new area. Fuchsman's on the other side.
वाले ने कवर क्यों नहीं दिया? ये क्या कर रहा है? कैसी पीक कर रहा है ये?
I like it. I like it. Your RRQ, the zone swapped on over. Take those bunkers, secure those spots. KRX, I believe they were holding those satellite positions with those hovercrafts, so that's a really good position, especially if the zone decides to go ahead and hard shift down south. So teams now taking some of the final spots. A lot of teams still get this zone. Our top of the leaderboard squad, OG, they are still way over there in blue, just barely crossing the bridge, super late. Ula is in the same position on the other side as well.
It's a Fury वाले नहीं जान देंगे भाई. Fury वाले तो check करा करो. अगले कहते हैं ऐसी नहीं होने देना भाई किसी ने.
Scared of it, and I know the OG really analyze how they want to go forward. So if they still think a team's there like they did yesterday on Miramar Gaming Stars, they'll try and figure out a different situation. Now they're trying to wrap on the northern edge, which I do think this is kind of interesting. They could come down from the hillside and sling into the south side of C block if they wanted to. But it's certainly an interesting one. And I think when you see all gamers flying towards that
Coops ने उठा लिया अरे Coops ने उठा लिया किल उसके फलक के
They're sending it right now. Igor is trying to survive this one. Serpentini
OG कितने रह गई यार
आ ही रही होगी OG अब तो आ ही रही होगी
लाड़े
जोन में ही जाएगी तो
उतार लिया
चारों
चोरी हो गया शायद
out the vehicle.
किल चोरी कर लिया उसने FL ने
Fury's been marshalling this northeast road for a long time.
कहाँ रह गए साढ़े OG वाले आके नहीं रहे
ले ਉਹਨੇ ਲਾ ਲਿਆ bro ਜਾਨ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਯਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਨ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਟੌਪ ਤੇ
Badge has been put away apparently.
Yes, it has.
Bro,
by the Flash
what a
here.
competition yaar
Who
bro.
are playing on the eastern side as well, so they'll double back.
तीन करोड़ दाते लग गया
You know, just barrel down that hilltop. You out of the sightlines for quite a while until you in front of C block. It's not the craziest position, but you get a position. It's kind of
yeah, dude. The fact that you even here with all 4 players up, it definitely is going to work out. Their med situation. They blew through them just getting into here, but you know what? The fact that they are here and have such a points punch on top is a good thing going for them for sure.
अबे लेकिन आई कहाँ?
वो राइट आ गई मिलिट्री बेस में देखो
These next 3 matches I was talking about, they're going to be so
building side दिखी थी
right? And I'm just very happy that John got his rest before them.
कैसे भाई आरू भाई हाओ?
You'll need that now.
भाई आ चुके हैं वो अंदर हैं मिलिट्री बेस के अंदर
अबे आरू हाओ? कैसे
भाई
आरू
उन्होंने ऊपर से लिया
अदर डाला उन्हें
fight हो गई थी
the coach corner cameras is that they're shown for about 2 seconds. We realize they're very sad and then we take them away.
Dude, they're just sad or serious, dude. They're just like
I think the production should keep the coach corner cameras up for
भाई यारू ने कैसे रोटेशन करवाई रोटेशन यार
good 15 seconds
ये लोग इधर आ गए वो ऊपर से आए ना ऊपर से आए
middle of a fight, you know what I'm saying?
भाई आरू ओपी यार आरओपी भाई क्या वाटे आई जी
दिमाग लगाया पूरा वेंकर
हां some shots down range
भाई ऐसी सिचुएशन में बैक टू सेंट जोन में लेकर आना
ये लोग इधर आए रोड से देखो वो कौन सी टीम थी यूरिया ये रोड से आई तो मर गई
हां ईगल एंड दूसरी
you're pretty much playing against the fence
वो पूरे राइट से आया हिल के ऊपर से अंदर डाल दिया भाई सी बिल्डिंग साइड
बढ़िया बढ़िया 40 वाले जोन में है ना सारे ऊपर
dragging the bumper down
रिवाइव हो गए सारे
रिवाइव हो गए आगे भाई आगे पैरों पे फ्यूरिया वर्सेस केआरएक्स
play and they just have to be absolutely proactive. They're down towards the
south
side. With Furia looking to crest into the building alongside with KRX. Can QXC hit a nutty grenade? Pops it back in the pocket though.
Uzi. By Uzi इधर यार के पास.
And it makes sense. My goodness me, they were fast to this location.
भाई यार उन्हें तो बढ़िया बहुत बढ़िया करवाई रोटेशन यार. हम सारे सोच रहे थे अभी ओजी जोन के बाहर ही है.
Don't look great. We got micro Uzis on board as well.
Yeah, and the good thing about Furia is like it's pretty much almost impossible to hit.
DD वाले फाड़ दिए उसने एक नेट से.
Fence makes it so difficult, and you
भाई
can see
ओजी पता है कि बढ़िया रोटेशन कर रही है कि उनको कष्ट भी नहीं मिलता.
अभी ये भी चेक
कहीं और ही फाइट करते रहती है और ओजी बढ़िया पोजीशन लेके आ जाती है.
आगे
It's up to them to win this fight. Oh,
bro!
They are fully taking advantage of Geek, catching them off guard. I don't think they really expected them to push. And if you're Geek, it's kind of your fault there. You had to make sure that you got at least some shots on them coming on in. Push this easily.
But it's gonna
need. Team Flash is pushing up little by little.
It's a naughty pincer they came in with. Zeus around the corner, still on
मौली भी जल्दी के मार रहे हैं भाई. मौली भी जल्दी के दिया है.
भाई FL भाई क्लासिक खेल रहे हो क्या?
Back down on them with a couple of shots through from the DBS. Lovely to see here from the Flash, but yet there's only one way to get up on that building. You pincer on both sides. It's hard to deal with if you don't have a player on the bottom floor, and that team was already hurting. So it's a good identification from Flash, a good identification of how that building is aggressed upon. So yeah, well done, very well done. Now they have the ability to hold up both KRX and Fury in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, we had to see Geek up on that top floor, and you could see exactly that's what Flash is doing. They have 2 up on top, just keeping an eye out so nobody pushes up on them for free. And that little mistake allowed Team Flash to just push up and get it done. Silence throwing a smoke right onto himself here. We know that was on purpose.
Well, that is a nice nade. I think he's trying to get the M79 over towards. The player was knocked, but it's kind of just given away where he's playing. And a nade. This has to be a special one. But the door's closed on him. Oh dear.
Oh, and that nade's gonna knock him out. It's just up to Chief. Next zone just go on over to the wide open field. Chief barely getting outside of that Molotov range. KRX, they want this elimination. They're just scared. Chief. Dinner has been served. Out of there, roasted to a crisp.
Unfortunately, Chief was not the chef in that scenario, that's for sure.
40 के बीच आ रहे हैं लाइव है ठीक है भाई
Galaxy down towards
Enigma Galaxy आ गई है उल्फो वाले लेफ्ट पे हैं ठीक है
to hold everyone out coming through airstrip.
Full forces Enigma Galaxy लेकिन ये ऊपर से रश नहीं कर पाएंगे
the airplanes themselves as well in the way.
यहाँ पे भाई सिर्फ गेम जज होती है
So easy to dodge away from a lot of the nades. See how Ulf is able to play this one out. Get a quick replay on this one.
Boom!
Nice
भाई ये नेड किया था भाई तू नेड चेक कर भाई
sitting
नेड चेक कर भाई उसका हाँ 2-3 बंदे थे
can't catch a break here, man. Oof, they need to do something crazy.
40 आगे पीछे से भाई
get to the survival stage at this point. Top 5s are just way too far away with only 3 matches
भाई
left.
Enigma Galaxy का ये मैच हो सकता है bro
But let's get into this game here. This one's important. RQ!
वो डाले पे दूसरी RQ आया ने ओए
Reject saying nope. That is going to be it for you guys.
Very good.
But look at our leaderboards here. We got so many people in the top 9 still alive. These leaderboards are going to get crazy. Up on top. Scarface with so much lay of the land here. Throw in the nades. Trying to give away onto Lord. He's got another.
40 वाले आगे मगरों.
I mean, there was a pass on the nades across the Scarface. He's up on high. He's dropping bombs.
भाई इसकी पोजीशन बहुत वो है. 422 Scarface की.
Galaxy struggling. Hold up. Fourth rise decide they move over in the midst of all the chaos. Sets it very low.
आईकू कवर ही नहीं दे रहा क्या? पेड़ को दे.
40 bullets left basically. Everyone will finish off Satan. Kelsey takes a big hit here. But for Ulf, this is a large game. 8 eliminations coming through. An almost impossible push for them that they're making happen here.
They needed this one so bad.
Scarface
and that is that critical angle taken away. So now they no longer have the high ground. T24 is starting to push those states. Gets the lock. He's got half an HP though. Gets knocked in return. Falafo is here, and he came to play. 1v1 situation. Block up close and personal with the shotgun. He's got the range. He twitches to the and shuts him with 1 HP, making it happen for his team.
3 legendary players on the same location.
We got discipline.
They needed him to dunk it into the hoop here, and he certainly done that. But now has to deal with RQ, who rocks up to the location. They're on deck, and they're looking to get themselves out of the danger zone.
You're just sweeping up the dust after that one. That was wild. So many superstars just going at it. And look at our top 3. Still in the game, but only single players alive. Next zone goes on over to the left. This thing is peacocking all over the place.
The Flash, though, they've got an unreal spot on this one. They just have to deal with KRX in the near future, and KRX, they are low on supplies. Team Flash has got a little watch out to make sure they aren't rocking up to them too quickly. Open space after them. Likely the circle pulls away from both Wizgo and the Flash. No one wants to move out to this open zone. This is a very difficult circle for everyone. I am more surprised that Fuchsman has been left unimpeded inside the bunker over towards the eastern side for so long. And it certainly kept him safe. All right.
Dude, he be fooping right there. Fuchsman just holding it. He ain't moving at all, I'll tell you that. The second he walks out, honestly, just go out to blue zone. He's got a smoke in his hand. He may try, but
I mean, they're not the point. That run out.
Don't try. Honestly,
run out
like
is
this,
hellish.
It's over. If he makes it even into that white line of this circle, then I'm talking about GOAT. We're gonna win this whole tournament.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
It's a hard push out. There's this tiny ridgeline you can play, but by the time you show your face, that happens.
Yeah, the second he even looked.
Check this setup. Okay,
I
wish you come to the door right now. Nade goes through, looks to be fairly decent, but Hoxie doesn't jump out the window with a flash. Surprise, waiting for the door.
Look at that. The nade plus all those gas cans. They wanted to make sure they had the perfect setup if they did push in. But now we're going to see KRX get beat up by 4Thrives. Trying to make something happen. Team Flash, though, punishing up and wiping out. KRX not able to make the push.
I think Hazaifa stole a lot of those heliums, though, unfortunately. RRQ gets himself up into Wizgod.
Yeah, Wizgod भी गया.
Position in the game here. RRQ, Gemforce will find Wizgod.
Hazaifa के पास बढ़िया points आ गए यार. 40 के पास.
RRQ absolutely will pull
इस मैच के बाद 40 आ जाएगी ऊपर I guess.
Bottom spots this game. It's a certainty at this point. But we are centering up over towards horrendously open ground.
Intensive हो गया.
Hazaifa ले ला for 4Thrives.
भाई तू एक बात देख रहा है इसको revive दिया फिर गया था वो rush करने.
In this circle, what can he do with it? Especially if he's very fortunate to catch RRQ and Flash fight each other. Who knows what could happen? But Flash are going to have to push on out of that position. You can see him holding that kind of satellite tower position. So get a little bit of coverage here, but there's just nothing. It is all wide open field. Everybody just hugging the edge for the little bit of coverage they have.
You can see this is one of the most disgusting areas of the map.
RRQ fight हो जाएगी FL से.
Yeah, I think gross is a good way to put it.
तो भाई वो देख कहाँ चढ़ गया. अबे ये देख कहाँ चढ़ गए FL वाले दोनों. और उसने देख लिया.
It's a good shot from the park. Expect nothing less.
क्यों नहीं भाई इतना दिमाग तो है ना.
Hazaifa, the pile driver off in the distance, looking to smash these two teams apart as a solo. Quick tap fire.
He's gonna have to tap fire. He's only got like 70 rounds left, and to make it even less. Trying to get another elimination, though. Genfoss actually gets that knock on the bows. He's going for the thirst. He wants all the points here, but it's not going to be enough. That's 4Thrives out of there. Here we go. It's Team Flash versus RRQ.
A nice interview with Flash earlier on. They were looking to find some more success today. There was some decent games yesterday. But can they secure the chicken dinner here at our halfway mark of day 2? Try and get themselves towards a position to get a direct qualification through to the finals in the top 5. Zeus playing off the back of the loot crate. Has the ghillie suit. Might actually be insanely important here. But they know they spotted him. RRQ, a lot on the line for them right now. Win the final player left alive.
It's all up to RRQ here. They needed this win so desperately, especially with only 3 matches after this. They're trying to make that last second run into the top 5. And a chicken dinner here could be the beginning of that. But well, Team Flash, they're pushing themselves big up the leaderboards. Here we go, it's just win. He's got the last rock, but it ain't gonna be big enough. It's RRQ getting the...
Boy, OG ਦਾ ਸਿਰਫ 1 kill ਸੀ ਨਾ. ਤੇ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਆਏ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ 4
#5 ਆਇਆ शायद वो पता नहीं
#4 आए वो आई गेस
मेरा 4th तो नहीं आया था 5th आया
4 नहीं है
टीम तो बची थी उस टाइम पे
ये देखना ये देख हाँ ये देख 4th पे आए #4
4 नहीं यार
किन्ने ਉਹਦੇ ਚ 6 5 4 4 5 ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਆਏ OG ਕੋਲ 5 ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਆਏ OG ਕੋਲ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ 85 OG ਦੇ ਆ ਗਏ 85
86 ਇੱਕ ਕਿਲ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਵੀ ਸੀ
ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਕਿਲ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਗਿਆ 85
81 ਅੱਛਾ ਸੌਰੀ
ਹੁਜ਼ੈਫਾ ਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ 9 ਕਿਲ ਹਨਾ 9 ਤੇ 6 5 9 5 ਕਿੰਨੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਜੈਟ 14 ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਹੋਏ
8 ਨਹੀਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਤੇ ਇਹ OG ਪਹਿਲੇ ਤੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ
14 ਹਨਾ 10 ਸੌਰੀ 10 7
83 ਹੋ ਗਏ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ 85 ਨੇ 2 ਪੁਆਇੰਟਾਂ ਦਾ ਫਰਕ
ਲੈਟਸ ਗੋ
think that's what I like about Flash. They really take the opportunity any moment to make it happen.
ਇਹਦੇ ਚ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਵੀਰੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਚ ਟੌਪ ਕੁਆਲੀਫਾਈ ਕਰਦਾ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਕਿ ਟੌਪ 6 ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਨੇ
ਟੌਪ 5 ਕੁਆਲੀਫਾਈ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਫਾਈਨਲੀ
ਬਸ ਸਹੀ ਹੈ ਚਲੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਯਾਰ ਵਧੀਆ ਖੇਡਣ ਭੈਣ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ e-sports
right? They see that spot open, they're like, you know what? Full hard commit. If we can
top
take it
point
out of the
ਹੁੰਦਾ
way,
ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ
but if we do
ਜਿਹੜਾ
get
ਵਧੀਆ
it,
ਖੇਡੇਗਾ
we get
ਕੁਆਲੀਫਾਈ
the
ਕਰੇਗਾ
win, right? Possibly. But and honestly, with that many eliminations, that's a W for sure.
It is a W. That's what all the
teams
teams
have their sights on in this
tournament. They're gorgeous. PMWC at EWC trophy right there in front of our eyes. But a small break for us all, really, coming forward.
Yeah.
And I think that as we get to map 3, you got to take a breather here, reassess what we're doing going into the next 3 matches, because they really do count. And again, a lot of teams, they don't.
Bas yaar, hope for the best.
Towards that group
OG
stage.
qualify, kyunki yaar har match bhi bahut difficult hai yaar.
So much more prize.
ये अभी भी decider नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर हम देखें यार चैट कि अभी भी ना लाइक RRQ का चिकन था ना, RRQ के 4 पॉइंट थे ना, 4 RRQ ਦੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕਿਲ ਹੋਏ RRQ ਦੇ ਕਿਲ ਦੇਖਣੇ में RRQ ਦੇ ਕਿਲ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸੀ ਭਾਈ, ਕਿਲ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸੀ RRQ ਦੇ ਐਨੀ ਆਈਡੀਆ 7 7 8 9 9 10 19 19 ਤੇ 19 ਦੇ 28 ਕਿੰਨੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ 38 47 47 ਟੌਪ 10 ਹਨਾ हाँ कोई भी टॉप वाली टीम चिकन कर गई ना औखा हो जाना थोड़ा। स्ट्रीम डिले है, अरे नहीं भाई मेरी स्ट्रीम डिले नहीं है। गॉड लाइक के मैचेस कल को है भाई, कल और भी मजा आएगा।
कितने मैच रह गए ने
3 जी गॉड भी खेलेगा, अरे जी गॉड नहीं खेलेगा भाई। ਹੁਣ ਸਟ੍ਰੀਮ ਖਤਮ ਨਹੀਂ ब्रो ਸਟ੍ਰੀਮ ਹਲੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਆ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਮੈਚ ਦੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਜਾਊਂਗਾ ਜਿਮ, ਸਮਝ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਵੀਰ ਜੇ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਲਾਉਣੇ ਨੇ ਸ਼ੋਲਡਰ, ਅੱਜ ਲਾਵਾਂਗੇ
ਕਰਕੇ ਚੱਲ ਜਿਓ, ਕਿੱਡੀ ਕੁ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ
ਵੀਰੇ। ਸਾਡਾ ਜਿਮ ਪਿੰਡ ਵਾਲਾ 9:30 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਹੀ ਖੁੱਲਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਭਾਜੀ ਯਾਰ।
ਸਕਿਪ ਕਰ ਲਓ, ਸਵੇਰੇ ਚੱਲ ਜਿਓ।
ਨਹੀਂ ਭਾਜੀ ਸਕਿਪ ਨਹੀਂ, ਮੈਂ ਸਵੇਰ ਦੀ ਸਟ੍ਰੀਮ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਨਾ, ਜਿਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਿਪ ਕਰਨਾ ਭਾਜੀ, कार्डियो करना, कार्डियो यार। फलक को जिसने मारा वो चुप करके बैठा था। अच्छा
प्रोटीन कुछ भी चाहिए मेनू भेज दियो
भाई, ये शोल्डर चेस्ट लगाओ तो भाई मैं तेरे अकॉर्डिंग थोड़ी चलूंगा
सिंह।
हां प्रोटीन,
मैं कहा प्रोटीन क्रिएटिन कुछ भी चाहिए है ना, मेनू भेज दियो जेड़ा भी चाहिए
ਵੀਰੇ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਭੇਜ ਦਿਓ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੀਨ ਇੱਕ, प्रोटीन भेज दियो जो कोई आंदा होगा बंदा, एक प्रोटीन
भेज नहीं दियो, ले आयो वीर जी, 3 महीने रह गए, मैं आना है।
आओ तुसीं आना ना,
मेरा विआह आ
प्रोटीन आ गया ठीक है, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਉਹ ਭਾਜੀ 2 ਕਿਲੋ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣਾ, ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣਾ, ਉਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣਾ, ਉਹ ਬਹਾਨਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ। ਪ੍ਰੋਟੀਨ ਭਾਜੀ ਲੈ ਆਇਓ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ਿਨੂਜ਼ਾ ਦਾ, ਠੀਕ ਆ, ਸ਼ਿਨੂਜ਼ਾ ਦਾ ਪਿਓਰ ਆਈਸੋਲੇਟ ਗ੍ਰਾਸ ਫੈਡ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੀਨ। ਐਂਡ ਬ੍ਰਦਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਇਓ ਮੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਅਮੀਨੋ ਐਸਿਡ ਵਾਲਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਗੈਸਪਰੀ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ, ਇੰਡੀਆ ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ।
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫੋਟੋ ਭੇਜ ਦਿਓ ਪਲੀਜ਼, ਮੈਂ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਗੂਗਲ ਤੇ ਸਰਚ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੰਗਾ ਲਾਂ।
ਗੈਸਪਰੀ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਅਮੀਨੋ ਮੈਕਸ 8000 ਇੱਕ ਆ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫੋਟੋਆਂ ਭੇਜ ਦੇਣਾ, ਠੀਕ ਆ।
Another huge international performance, another MVP level showing, and another third place finish. Two of the biggest tournaments in the world, 2 podiums, but still no trophy.
शिनूजा कहाँ गया?
Now, they return under Aurora Gaming with a new organization, the same firepower, and another opportunity to finally win. The question has never been whether they have enough talent. Their MVP titles have already proved that. The real question is whether multiple stars can now play as one complete championship team. Their qualification run showed promising signs. Aurora still played aggressively, but their rotations looked more controlled. Their pushes had more support, and the team appeared more connected. That growing coordination was on full display.
नहीं पैसे इकट्ठे करूंगा ना 3 महीने ਲਈ ਐਸ ਪਾਵਰ ਦੇ ਡਮੀਨੋ ਦਾ ਫਾਰਮ ਚ ਹੋਣਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ ਯਾ
ECA finals by the smash rule with 145 points and finished first in the regional qualification ranking.
That will be the tournament going their way. They've done it. Aurora are your champions.
ਸਾਲਾ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਇਹੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਆਈਸੋਲੇਟ ਹਾਂ ਇਹੀ ਹੈ
нэлээ өөрчлөгдсөн. Одоо яагаад гэвэл өмнө жил одоо 2 том тэмцээний 3 дугаар байранд орсон болохоор одоо жишээ нь аврага авахаас одоо нөө хой суугдсан алдаануудаа ер нь тэгээд бүгд засч орж ирсэн. Тэгээс аврага авахын төлөө ер нь чадхаараа хичээнэ.
The MVP awards are already there. The international podiums are already there. Only one thing is missing, the championship. Aurora Gaming arrive at PMWC 2026 as the uncrowned kings of PUBG Mobile, ready to break the third place curse and finally become global champions.
Jangan diadu, Chef. Jangan sampai ke Chef. Dia bisa mati zona ya. Gua medan smoke ya. Gua ambil kanannya, gua ambil smoke-nya, gua ambil smoke. Ambil gate. Udah di batu kanan, batu kanan dia. Dia dari batu. Tanda, Chef. Nice. Gitu deh kayak dari tadi.
ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ bro ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ
Ladies and gentlemen, to PMWC at EWC 26 day 2 of Group A.
ਆਰ ਗੂਗਾ ਚਲੋ ਕੋਈ ਮੈਚ ਤੋਂ ਅੱਛਾ ਆਇਆ ਭਾਈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 4 ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਭੇਜਤੀਆਂ ਵਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੀਨ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟਿਨ ਅਮੀਨੋ ਤੇ ਮਲਟੀਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ पाकिस्तान on top भाई कहाँ
They should be able to.
I mean,
गुरीलाई भाई क्या हाल है
teams, you can see the desperation that are flowing through all our teams.
खाना खाने जा रहे हैं भाई ये सारे अभी मेरे को लगता था टाइम लगेगा
that this is their last and final chance.
मूतन जा रहे हैं मूतन भाजी membership renew नहीं हो रही भाई तुम जान के नहीं करने renew पता ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ membership ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੈਣੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਯਾਰ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਸਰੀ दमा ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ membership ਰੋਕ भाई ये जो कूप्स ने किया ना ब्रो बहुत घैंट किया देख रहा है और फ्रेंड ही करता मैं रखे नहीं बंदे भाई जेडे खेडन वाले वही रखे मैं
Teams sort of fell from there.
Yeah, it's still really good to see ROQ get a bit of presence here with that massive chicken dinner here on the outskirts of military base. But we saw during these replays, Coops, oh my goodness, Coops, that clutch. There was Ulf, there was Nigma Galaxy there trying to just survive against their grenades, and also 4 Thrives coming in late. But what a clutch from this guy. But eventually you can see the circle very open-ended. Flash just throwing everything against the wall, hoping it sticks, but nothing really stuck.
अरे उसके पास एमओ भी खत्म हो गई थी ना मैच कब शुरू होगा पता कुछ 510 के ऊपर हो गए सब्सक्राइबर आपके अच्छा यार थैंक्स भाई बताने के लिए
Being able to get those eliminations, but for some of the other squads, it's starting to be a bit of a you need to start doing a lot better. We've seen Exports rejects do better.
डैमेज तो बढ़िया दिया यार एफएल ने पुश बढ़िया किया वहां उस पे प्लेसमेंट नंबर 2
as we're looking at a head-to-head here from Flash and 4 Thrives. In 4 Thrives, my gosh, Falak can definitely do his thing. He's still showing that they want to go for that first place because they should be able to go for that first. Is that Glitter? Glitter! Whoa, wait, come back. I actually want to see if we can get a club. Is there any club championship update?
Oh, no, but I'm literally going to get one right now, so stay tuned.
Thank you. Glitter Explosion, our championship.
भाई आप PUBG खेलते हो नहीं?
The girl, she knows everything about CC. But going back to some of the other with 4 Thrives, right? They're still battling with OG.
भाई ये कितना बड़ा अरीना होगा इसमें देख ले और भी चल रहे हैं ना मैचेस काउंटर स्ट्राइक के भी चल रहे हैं शायद से कौन से मैचेस मैं देख रहा था मैचेस कौन से चल रहे थे
सबसे ज्यादा व्यूज किस पे आता है
ये देख COD के चल रहे हैं ये देख ये कोई कौन सी अलग गेम है कोई R6 सेज करके
सबसे ज्यादा व्यूज किस पे आता है रेनबो 6 सेज
टेकनेट भी चल रही है भाई देखना टेकनेट की वॉचिंग 7000 की चल रही है ब्रो
इसकी बीजीएमआई
इसकी चल रही है 2000 2700
बीजीएमआई की
हाँ PUBG है, PUBG की हाँ।
वो भी जहाँ ही आता है यार मुंह में।
Straight from groups to finals because of the performance that they have had this year.
Yeah, it was about a 3.3 average point for yesterday, just eliminations alone. And for a squad of this caliber, I mean, their first few games only achieved sort of
DRX आ सकती है top 5 यार, जे ढंग से खेले तो.
Compared to some of the other squads, but it's unusual coming out of this match. And they were
DRX Enigma Galaxy. ये दो तो भाई चाहिए top 5 में. गोट भी बढ़िया खेल रही है यार. गोट का इतना प्रदर्शन तो दिखाया नहीं यार मैंने.
So incredibly grouped.
सारी टीमें बढ़िया है बताइए
यार, लेकिन गोड तो दिखी नहीं ना. गोड तो इतनी दिखी भी नहीं खेलती हुई.
किल पॉइंट है क्या उनके?
अबे इनके 47 फिनिशेस हैं. ओजी के भी 47 है. 40 के हैं सबसे ज्यादा यार, 60 पॉइंट. तू खुद देख ले भाई, गन पावर उनकी बढ़िया खेलते हैं.
अरोरा के कितना है?
अरोरा की कम है, 47.
इंडियन टीम भी तो फिर भी आसपास.
गोड ने कल 2 चिकन किए. हाँ भाई वो देखा था मैंने. एक तो मैंने रेंगल वाला देखा था मैच.
आज नहीं देखी, कल देखी.
Be enough because right now 7 it's a 2-point difference between those teams in the bottom 3 and the teams just above them, so Alula it's not game over.
Let's go भाई. मैचेस तो बढ़िया जा रहे हैं.
Literally 0 pointers, you can't afford to do that at PMWC.
Yeah, you cannot afford to do that kind of stuff at PMWC, especially with 3 matches left. You can either make it to the grand finals, you can make it to survival, or you can end up going home, going into this final 3 match. Oh, what is this?
Oh, bro, thank you. What's this?
What is? Thank you, James.
I will not throw my
एक ही ਦਿੱਤਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ.
I threw my card.
ज्वेल कितने टाइम बाद होने? किहड़े ज्वेल? ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਤੈਨੂੰ?
PUBG Mobile blind box. There's something inside. Let's open it.
There's a Giga Ray one.
Oh my gosh.
The mysterious, the joyful.
Wait, y'all ready for this?
Is that the clan or can't?
Lace, wait, you ready for this?
I want the pink one.
Max is already going.
Oh my god, you guys are already ripping it.
Sorry, we're littering right now. Don't worry, we'll pick it up after this.
Oh, there's more packaging.
चलो करो शुरू.
ਉਹ ਸਪੈਮ ਨਾ ਕਰ ਯੂਵੀ ਯਾਰ, ਤੇਰੀ ਦਵਾਈ ਪੀਤੀ ਆ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੱਸ ਮੇਰਾ ਭਰਾ. ਭੈਣ ਚ 60 ਦੀ ਵਾਚਿੰਗ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਸਪੈਮ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਯਾਰ. ਇੱਕ ਮੈਸੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਛੱਡ ਦੇਣਾ ਯਾਰ ਬ్రో.
I think I got the pink one. Sorry, spoiler alert.
What did I get?
We're clearly not good at opening blind boxes.
If you like ASMR, here you go.
El Clasico.
अबे बढ़िया है यार, बढ़िया दिया.
Twinsies?
Please let me open this. Yes.
गुलाबी हेलमेट.
Yes. I like this. You know what? I'm this the rest of the
यार ये बीजीएम वाले अपने को क्यों नहीं भेजते यार, ये मर्चेंडाइज वगैरह यार. हमको भी भेजो ना यार.
कुछ नहीं भेजेंगे भाई, पता है क्यों?
हाँ.
क्योंकि इनको व्यूज आते हैं, PUBG वालों को व्यूज नहीं आते, तो अपने क्रिएटर्स की वैल्यू करता है.
I'm loving it. Some excellent blind box openings coming there through from our analyst desk. And they're having a good time. Our teams probably less so because it is getting sweaty.
Yeah, that's the thing about blind boxes, John. You never really know what you're going to get outside of the predefined list of items. But obviously in PUBG Mobile, kind of similar. You always know what you're aiming for, but you never know.
Menu, pata nahi Jashan bhai, no idea.
Definitely getting more than others.
Yeah, right now, hot contest on the bottom bubble, and it's going to be a real fight for them to try and join some of the teams maybe in the survival stage, not to mention the top 5 going straight to those grand finals. We're going to be heading over.
Let's go, fourth match.
For the last time of Group A, as the plane path sends on over. Looks like we're coming from North George, cutting down towards Novo way, towards that military base. We saw that military circle finish in the last match. It did get a little bit messy around the runway. Let's see if we can tidy things up here.
Yeah, see how we're looking and what sort of sauce we're going to be cooking with into our last 3 games of today. And obviously for some teams, John, that's the brutal reality of the situation. It's not just the last few games they're playing today. It could be the last few games they played this entire
Let's
tournament.
go, last
Obviously for what we've been building up for throughout the season, throughout this year, back-to-back grinding for some opportunities to really arrive in Paris, France.
क्या लगता है भाई, रोजो जा सकते हैं क्या ग्लाइड करके इतनी दूर तक? मतलब जॉर्ज से रोजो
मर्जी है यार. आरू भाई का दिमाग बैंक कर ही जनता है, फिर तुमको पता ही है. आरू भाई कहीं और किसी का ड्रॉप रीड करके उनको मारने ना चले.
किस नाम से खेलेगी? गॉडलाइक के नाम से खेलेगी आई गेस.
अरे वो सिर्फ उसके लिए नाम बदले थे यार, उधर खेलने के लिए. इसकी परमिशन है इन पे.
it's a little bit further
Still
to
go.
All to play for as we enter the back half of the day. Over military base, looks like we've got 3 teams dropping out.
यार ये कूप्स भी पुराना प्लेयर है ना?
On through, trying to make their way over to Novo. A very heavy west plane path.
ये सारी टीमें बढ़िया हैं, पता है? Top tier teams हैं ये सारी.
God, we've had some kind of rough circles.
भाई दोबारा सर्कल सेम बन गया भाई, ये शनाया वाला.
Especially today again. It's been a bit aggro. This is one that I imagine for GOAT team you're probably going to look up and go, you know what?
Chad, prediction दो, इस मैच में किसका होगा? Good game.
Yeah, grab some of those hovercrafts, pull a KRX, send in 2, and get in late into the game, or at least try to. Looks like Flasher on the hunt. They've spotted 2 players in a buggy. Out of the window he goes. Wint for the spray down.
Project versus FL. उतार देगा यार, बग्गी वाले को तो उतार देगा मेरे को लग रहा है.
Leaning out the window, 3 players in the car, trying to chase them.
अबे भाई उसकी ड्राइवरी चेक कर.
A wily to it.
भाई उसकी ड्राइवरी चेक कर बैठ दी सीरी. ओ लाया यार ब्रो. बुरा हुआ भाई, बुरा हुआ.
अरे क्या?
हाँ ना, बग्गी बढ़िया चला रहा था.
हाँ ना, मतलब बहुत डॉज करा गया.
ब्रो इतना डिफरेंस नहीं है 4 से 1 तक अगर देखा जाए.
लेकिन ओजी वाले कंसिस्टेंट खेलते हैं यार. उनका कुछ नहीं है, वो कर ही लेते हैं.
अबे ये क्या आ गया चैट में? Thank you so much यार जशन गिल ब्रो. Thanks for the 1000 jewels यार. ओपी भाई ओपी. Thanks ब्रो इतनी बड़ी सपोर्ट के लिए.
Opportunity with Severny to grab everything that they want, and if you guys want to grab everything that you want, make sure that you're joining the Uzumaki Naruto event to make sure you can get the chance to draw those beautiful skins that have been added to the game over the course of it. And see if you can take the top spots here. Well, you have to wait for that probably. Next qualifiers.
Yeah, maybe another year, maybe another time. But obviously for the squads that are battling it out right now, I do like the point that you established, the idea that for a team that was thankfully gifted a position that was far closer towards zone, the quicker rotate to actually get yourself set up, find some safe ground, get yourself truly looted rather than just with scraps when things kick off and you're forced to run into a team on rotate. Well, that would be a lot easier if you had all 4 players. Even one at a pivotal point like this makes it far harder to actively fight. And rejects, I mean, not, you know, being rude, John. They need the extra level right now. You need the full squad. 3 players, this is going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, they're only 2 points ahead. They definitely need to have everything playing to their tune if they can get it. Team Flash very happy to be able to add another point to their tally, try and solidify themselves in towards the top 5. Because of how the plane path was sat, it did exacerbate those vehicle drops, which is why you see that sort of conflict. And then they're trying to break out to the east. You kind of are going to expect it on a situation like that where you start all the way out on that northwest side. So yeah, brilliant stuff for Team Flash to be able to hunt that one down. I just hope they didn't waste too much time. It was pretty quick though, so I don't imagine that they have. They also have all of Yasna to be looking through. We are seeing the classic Nick McGalaxy send 2 out and see how far you can go. I'm expecting to see them in Kameshki in about a minute.
Yeah, this has been, well, you know, relatively working for them. It's been something they've adopted far more with a 2-2 split. Being a bit more proactive. We've seen that over the course of the flow of games today as well. Opportunity that they might run into some bystanders and possibly get a read on it. Avoid early interaction if possible with this setup. It's TTG just nearby. Ulf and then Flash in the middle as well. Another squad that's there though, John. Oh, gee, been looking a lot more exciting as the event's gone on. A lot of fanfare behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. They have really picked things up today. Obviously taking that top spot right now. Just about pipping 4th Rives for the post for the time being, but there is still time to change that. Of course, again, very closely fought position. But for both of these 2 teams, it's about that top 5. It's brilliant that you have that sort of step up for Orangutan, for 4th Rives. They have really been putting that pressure on towards the top of the tables, and it's been great to see they've been able to ascend to such heights. But yeah, for Orangutan, they're looking much more coordinated today. They're looking like they really have it figured out in a lot of situations, I think it's safe to say. Quick refuel there for 4th Rives as I forget some target practice in. Getting ready for it. I'm just going to top that one up right to the tip. Falak on the road again. Falak was kind of crazy with it at the end of that last match, right?
Thanks,
Sending forwards over towards, I think it was Nick Galaxy to try and sweep through, obviously. It was Coops who took it down from Nick Galaxy. But yeah, it was really quite nutty what they were able to pull off there. Unfortunate that Coops did roll them down, but you can see why people talk about Falak the way they do from the play in the end there. I would say a little bit too much risk for my liking, but that's why I'm not in his shoes.
That's fair enough, man. I think, at certain times you've got to dial it on, right? And if you can rep yourself in those moments, we've seen when he does need to sort of realistically understand it's time to play a bit slower, be a bit more defensive, he can hit that switch. But he's so damn slick with it in firefights that, honestly, I'm pretty excited seeing him giving it. He started off day one with absolute...
भाई देख रहा है थोड़ी-थोड़ी लूट करके सारे बंदे रोटेशन डालनी शुरू भी कर दिए अभी वैन जो जोन क्लोजिंग कर रहा है और वैन तीसरी हमारे वाले बंदे लूट ही कर रहे होंगे
split from Nigma not too far away either.
Yeah, still in Pachinki though, and if I know anything about them, they're going to stay there until zone 2 and then see where they can go. Okay, no, they are on the road now, so they have finally looked to leave Pachinki. As we hop over on board with Geeke, they are currently moving out towards the east side of Rosok, trying to find a way to maybe have a chance to cross the river later on. It looks like Orangutan are further ahead in that pursuit though, and that's going to make things difficult. Will cause a bit of a roadblock there, and instead they post up in some of the buildings. At the moment, with the river as it sits, you're more going to look to prioritize the eastern side of this circle right now because it's so much more mobile. Teams out there are going to have the opportunity to send all the way north nice and quickly or drop down south if it comes to it. But the teams around the river, they're going to be blocking each other. It's going to be a lot harder to move. It's very, very difficult to try and make that rotation. But sometimes that's just where you have to find yourself. That's just where you are going to end up going. But yeah, I'm looking at the teams on the east and thinking they're going to have a better time of it in towards stage 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's fair enough. As much as the ideal situation doesn't always present itself, sometimes you've got to just roll with the punches. We did see a little bit of a read there from Geeke as well. It's Ragnarok that's looked like he's actually kind of the spear of this team in situations where they want to instigate. He's always keen for a fight. Took some warning shots over towards OG, won't really invest much into it, but info goes both ways. They don't need to all-out brawl right now. They'll avoid that encounter. This is going to get spicy soon, though, John. A lot of space that's going to be taken away. Tons of squads getting neck and neck towards each other, and that's the crunch that comes in.
Yeah, keeps Yasnaya on the north side of this circle. Again, those teams out to the east side going to have better access to this one, but I'm looking at RRQ and wondering what their moves are here. It's a difficult spot for them. Do they try and force their way across the bridge? There's potential for them to get a good start, but as time ticks away, it's going to get less and less likely that they can make it unscathed. However, they have managed to send forwards a scout. And actually, the compound to the south of that bridge looks fairly uncontested. They might just saddle themselves with a really quite brilliant compound on the west side of those Yaz fields. Very, very central. And potential to backswing if they do need to end up going to the north side in a crazy circle shift.
Ooh, 10 points for that one as well. Lovely work there, John. He's probably damaged the vehicle a little bit in terms of resale value, but hey-ho, for what it was a nice rotate right up the ramp.
You know what? A chicken dinner's worth any resale value drop, so we'll see if they can leverage that position over on the east side. Very stylish, though, and you're right. Yeah, style points definitely super important.
It's pretty on brand for 4-5s as well, isn't it? Style, from what we've seen. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bit more of that. Right now they're looking over just towards the ridgeline. Got a bit of a read on TTG, but once again, you don't want to throw the first domino and have it blow up in your face. But Flash, they're really big ones, but they're full of those, you know, the things you survive, throw them down, they blow up. It's like,
absolute bangers. Let's see if we've got a banger fight on our hands here between Team Flash and Gaming Stars. Win pulling the pin. It looks like the opener has gone well, but Bozy has already fallen as well. So it is not looking super healthy. You've got KRX also poking their noses in from the south side of this fight, Jackie, which is going to potentially force it into an uncomfortable scenario. Well, more uncomfortable than it already is, to try and find themselves locked horns now. Gaming Stars trying to rebuff Team Flash. Yeah, KRX going to continue to just slide.
Sword there on contact. Top's good for one quick flash back. Rolex with a heavy artillery doing damage as well. It's a trading blows right now, but this is looking like a pretty good recovery.
अबे इन्होंने एक भी फाइट डंकी नहीं निकाली यार GSTR वालों ने यार.
Let's go down and Flash hold their nerve in the fight. Some rules being held there. The two ghillie suits on the inside of the building. Not going to matter too much, but it does probably feel a little bit more insulting when you see a little bush Wookiee coming around the corner, taking those shots at you. In the meantime, we saw a player earlier drop from X-Force Rejects. It looks like they may not find too much more luck out in the open as they rotate towards the Wizard Tower here. This is very, very central in those gas fields. It is completely isolated, and SAFG has nades for days. He's got one more, he puts it to bed.
Man, that's clean. Straight on target, lines it up, knocks them down. 10 points for that one. As he'll be walking away with his head held high if this was basketball. Right now it's PUBG Mobile though, and they're living their movie. Two elims chimed in. They did lose easy for Bad Boy, so it's a three-man squad from this point forward.
See what they can get done with that. I was keeping track of the Enigma Galaxy rotate that we saw, the wide split. The forward duo actually rotated back around the side and re-injected from that south edge. And now Enigma Galaxy sit on the south side of this one. Should potentially have a pretty good position into the circle, but Four Thrives moving in from the east side could make that difficult. This is an interesting rotate coming through from AGAL, right? They are actually going over the north side of the Yaz Lake, followed by Alula, but they're going to have to try and cross the bridge. It looks like that Roshok Bridge is going to be available for them, but are they going even further west? Okay, fair enough. If they don't have the scouting information, you might expect that Roshok Bridge could be sat underneath.
Yeah, I suppose the paralysis by analysis on that one, overthinking it just in case. We'll see if they take a bit of time for a slightly longer rotate on it. Right now, more of a scouting party mission to read things. Alula going to double back as well towards Yaz as they don't overcommit on the chase. I'm looking at this very slow rotate we've had from GOAT as well. This is more classic GOAT, John. They love just wasting the time, dialing it down. And a potential fight versus Four Thrives is something where Killer Joe loves to stick his face into the mix. But look who gets the first knock. Falak out swinging.
And the flush as well comes on through. Falak on the broadside though, in a team flash to crack him open. And it will go down. Not quite getting the flush, but he's very, very low. Immediately IQ swings on wide. The spray down needs to come through, but the rest of Flash not quite in position. It was a cheeky pick, but I think they're going to be able to get Falak back to his feet. Zeus moves into an off angle though, and that could be the high ground they're looking for with GOAT in the wings. Two, there is danger on every front. Falak will be back though, and he will look to get some healing done. Four Thrives look to maintain position on the east side.
Yeah, we'll see if they can really dig their heels in and hold on to this. Tops attempted to get a large dash on the nade, but not enough distance to hit that one on a double back. He spotted out easy connections from Hooksy and Tree. That's going to be him left. Banged out in the field, John, as KRX clean up on that free.
Playing a player down now as well. Two players down now for Flash. KRX looking to hunt down a third as Zeus heads out into the blue with his comrade on the east side, really getting hounded out of town now. 3 circles in. We're about to see that next stage coming through, and as soon as you start getting knocked in the blue zone, it's not going to work out well for you. This central area, Ulf's compound, super important. With this next circle shift coming on through, if it heads out to the east, okay, it's going to guard a lot of access for the teams on the north, out to that west side as well. But I'm looking at Enigma Galaxy here, and I'm thinking, they found themselves in a pretty solid spot, as have Four Thrives. DK as well, holding down that area to potentially be onto a winner. But Thundertalk, slap bang in the middle, might just have what they needed, because X-Force Rejects, they're down and out already. We'll see if they can make it happen.
Pot shots being taken towards RRQ as well, with Alula finally making their push down. We had that split from either side of the squads of AGAL. And Alula being thrown into the blender. RRQ attempted to get the shots on target. Fury, a third party, is Chief starts to strike. And they might be able to clean up onto this as well, force the issue.
भाई कैसा लगता है कि भाई last match chicken किया और ये match भाई सबसे पहले मर गए.
Trying to recoup some losses, see if they can consolidate, re-engage a little bit stronger. That north side does need to conclude fast though, because the circle has just started closing. AGAL on the west edge, that slow west side swipe is going to work out well for them in terms of staying alive, but the west insert may be a little bit more tricky. On board with Furia as they take a tumble, but it's 1-for-1.
ipreeet, what can he do here? Closing the gap with the shotty, quick switch to the primary as well. Tracing not quite on point to get the back tag off. See the damage is already done. It's only a solo that barely might survive. Survive being the operative term, and not this time. Alula wave bye-bye to Furia as they are down and out.
And they say
ਦੀ ਸਿਰੀ ਪਹਿਲੇ RRQ ਹੁਣ ਲੁੱਲਾ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮਾਰਤਾ ਭਾਜੀ
making that break for the survival stages here and now in match 10 takes until double digits apparently, but an inch is as good as a mile when it comes to qualification, and that's what they're looking for. As far as they can go in this match, they will start to put a buffer between them and the two teams beneath them who have already been eliminated from this match, which is brilliant news for them. And they might be chasing down Geeky and potentially RRQ off this match.
Exactly, see how far you can force this one. Do not leave fate in the hands of the other squads that are nearby you, vying for survival within today's games here at PMWC. Give it your absolute all and write history for yourself. We've got the POV of Force right now. There was that two split players at the further backside from Foops and Moxie that were watching the rear. They're going to move up onto him safely in the compound. AGAL not too far out either. Been a whole lot quieter from 4-5, sitting pretty for some time. Alula, meanwhile, has been forced to fight. It seems like, again, they are willing to do so. Brief opportunity to loot. Yasser further back, vehicle taking some shots.
Do need to get that healing done nice and quickly. It's just not going to be quite enough. The play zone takes him down. Some tags coming on through. And he will fall. Unfortunate there to lose one. But yeah, for Alula, this may be as far as they can go. I was hopeful that they could find something maybe against Ulf, pushing in nice and quickly. The doors are starting to close. The windows too, locked and bolted. They're going to have to smash something if they want to break their way through. Falak now in contest again, peeking over the ridgeline as KRX may have their attention diverted down to the south side.
Oh, they're so low. They're taking from outside of the blue and the pot shots, even with ipreeet getting that tag into the back of KRX. They don't have the gap closed to get in their face and convert from it. It's just one man left effectively. ipreeet try as he might anything more here. At least make it a dire game for KRX.
He does manage to get the knock onto Hoxie and Binny. Hang on a minute. Is he just... He's taken quite a hefty chunk out of the team there. KRX going to have to try and recoup something out of it because they do only have 3 players now playing into the match. The push them away from their position. Ulf on the north side is a major roadblock for them as well. Greedy, but with Eren on the oversight, they know those knocks have come out to the east side. With Kalsi on that west side, they're trying to guard out Orangutan. I think the Kalsi will be the first to move if it comes to it, but Eren also needs to jet on in. Once they consolidate their position, they're going to have a pretty good
GK getting backstabbed as well from Aurora. Good shots there to be able to split the squad into only 2 effective players remaining alive. AGAL hunkered themselves down towards the ditch after taking a few shots on target from Nigma. Ooh, backstab though as Joel gets eyes on Ralph. This could be interesting, John.
You've also got Goat Team out on the southwest of this to potentially play spoiler to Enigma Galaxy if they get too embroiled to the north side. Ralph also does need someone to move out and pick him up. The rest of the team are further out to the northwest, and it might just be too far for them to go. Their compound, that's a really tricky decision to make, and Aurora and Goat are going to fight for the opportunity to take down the rest of Enigma Galaxy.
The nade protocols have been good so far. Let's see if they can do it again. Aurora lining that one up. Good splash damage into the back. Force fighting from the so low. Gets knocked. And Force living on a prayer there, but the double nade is enough to stop it. Only really Moxie that remains alive, but the nades don't stop.
Oh dear, that old goat does need to try and stay alive. The continues, and Aurora players. They're going to swing up towards the ridge. Revis is engaged now with GK over the top of the ridge. Doc wants to get stuck in too. Maybe a little bit more reticent now, though. Reefus does have the challenge. Steps forward, SafG wins it. And Doc just wasn't there. The rest of Aurora, they weren't there either. And Reefus will be the first Is there retribution? Joel looks to try and find one. Nade on in. Let's see if it's good. It splits the difference. Takes down one more. And SafG now fighting for his life.
He feels safe in the position he's left in. Trying to clamber over the top of the bonnet. low on health, but a quarter shots on target as well to keep things uncomfortable. No moment of respite, no opportunity to catch your breath. GK gone, silenced on this one from Aurora. But other shots John, and they smell that blood.
They're out in the open, not gonna matter though, because they've got backup. KRX are trying to scout out, could maybe be dangerous for Olvis. They don't have their wits about them, but I'm hoping that they do right now. Thunder Talk Gaming have just been so quiet over the course of this whole match, Jackie. They've been in this position for a long, long time. They can stay there for a little bit longer, but I imagine you're going to have Aurora and Ulf on your doorstep pretty soon.
And that's not a collective that you want at your front door. It's going to get messy pretty quickly. Top with the eyes locked on as well for the exit side towards Ulf. TTG just trying to keep their tails tucked between their legs, sitting pretty for at least an opportunity that's given to them. KRX that suffered heavy damage from that backstab. Alula making it uncomfortable did result in the downfall of Binny. So only a triple threat left. Vehicles for the rotate, but smoke coming out the bonnet.
Not the best of health, but you'll take it if it's the only thing on offer. KRX in probably the most difficult position here. Depending on their timing, though, because Fourth Thrives and Ulf are both going to have to move. The question is, where do they target? And if you can find a cheeky little insert into the back of a third-party fight, something like that, KRX might have a better time of it. But it looks like Ulf are much more preoccupied with clearing out that backstop because they haven't taken that move just yet. KRX might just be walking straight into the fight. They want to try and take it down, Jackie.
They want to get stuck into this one, battling down the ditch, but let's see if they can withstand the blows from Ulf. Scarface lines up one, Kaus buckles to Oxy. There's a reply from Falak as well from range onto QXX, so he's able to steal away some points amongst the interaction between these two squads. Panic stations now for Ulf. They've got to play medic, John, and Four Thrives, their eyes are lighting up.
Four Thrives are already setting out. They are on the hunt. Hazaifa
and 40 wale macha rahe hain bhai.
Down to the bitter end, as only remnants of these two teams on the north side will still be in action. And Hazaifa is all too happy to take those points, push OG off the top spot as well, and they are back in first place. On board with them, they got 4 players alive, playing from outside the circle. They'll need to find a route in.
Living the dream right now. Further damage done. Meanwhile, we switch over to the POV of Aurora. Nice nades on target. Satan takes the brunt of the damage. Ulf still attempting to fight versus Four Thrives, but they're silenced as they cut their way through them. Lord battles back on the top, up close. Ralph can't withstand the fight from Joel.
ये बढ़िया खेल गए यार. Aurora Gaming वाले बढ़िया खेल गए यार.
Calm this one down, John. Tuck into the limited
cover. इनको 2 मैच बढ़िया खेलने पड़ेंगे OG को. ये 0 पॉइंटर नहीं चलना चाहिए था यार.
Getting stuck in.
मैच 0 पॉइंट ये मैच तो पूरा खराब हो गया यार. Rebel Gaming वही करता.
There's no way that he's going to get that player back up. Surely not. Has to try and play on this high ground. The zone.
Gonna stim
up first. Allow
NGX को पूरा chance है. #5 on
yeah, he's not coming back. That's going to be confirmed now. As AGAL will take that point. Coops, the solo for Enigma Galaxy, who ruined the day for Four Thrives last time around. Let's see if he's going to do the same thing here, but they are on opposite sides of the circle. Might be a little bit harder. Hazaifa, though, wants to try and get all over this circle. It's not going to go well, though, as they do take a tumble. Falak
this is looking brutal now. IQ brains at the operation as he sprints through the smokes, looking to get a lineup onto them. Shotgun special, but not enough to deliver the payload, John. AGAL withstand the fight, shut down Four Thrives. Can they reset from this? No one in immediate vicinity to attack onto them. They might be able to reset cleanly. TTG advancing up onto Joel as well.
They finally found a second elimination. They can leave here. They are the only team.
बस भाई एक बात नोटिस करी मैंने 40 वाले मार के खेल रहे हैं and भाई उनको बेंच जो पोजीशन इतनी मैटर नहीं करती.
Out needs to go well. It's only against one player, but that one player is Joel. So we'll see if he's got anything left in the tank. They disengaged from it.
TT वाले कैसे बच गए?
Prioritizing staying in the zone.
TT वाले कैसे बच गए जेड अभी तक?
Yeah, for TTG as well, right? It feels like you're in such a risky.
क्या बोल रहे तेरी आवाज कम आ रही है?
Still trying to grind this one out all the way to the bitter end. Keep themselves in the contest of a fair 4-on-4 firefight, I suppose. Thinking about AGAL as more of a big competition than risking it versus Joel.
निकालेंगे 1-2 किल तो निकालने पड़ेंगे.
I mean, that high ground would have been great to try and suppress the rotation from AGAL for them. I feel like there's a lot of merit in trying to keep that hilltop going for you. You're right, it could have been dangerous, but I don't think you're going to win tournaments if you don't like the danger. And that's just not what's happening. AGAL making the cross against the duo from Nick the Galaxy, and that's how you want to hold. A nice little opening spray down, but 2 players unload right next to the compound. A third on the flip side as well. Maple, little Lord out of position. Coops is half HP as well. Immediately catches him on the egress, and now Coops is looking for more, but what has he got left? Good Lord is down, and now Coops is the next to follow.
Really cleanly played there from Maple. The Molly instant switch to the rifle to hold the angle. Joel, meanwhile, has been crouching around all the commotion, but he's found Jimmy, dispatches him, and we get into that final 4-on-4 head-to-head. AGAL looking slightly more green around the gills with a single knock onto the roster, leaving them with an effective 3 to fight back versus TTG. Jimmy already got a bit of his power rising off the back of the knock on the Joel. What more can he do here? Nades chucked out for defensive maneuvers. They're committing to get this res off, and there's no aggression to punish with the advantage.
The nades not quite connecting for Thunder Talk. This is sort of getting a little bit messy, but look at this flex out on the east side, sitting, trying to find an angle.
Bhai chat kiska chicken aayega? Any idea?
Sort of putting themselves on the northwest side of this circle.
Bhai next level ho
Not
jayega.
as much pressure as they might need. They do know the full lay of this fight, though. They know where all of these players are for AGAL, so the full information is there. They would hear those vehicles. They would spot the runouts coming through with Jimmy's angle there on the high ground. They might just be able to do something here. But 5 eliminations for AGAL, 3 eliminations for TTG. These are some fairly quiet games from these 2 potential winning candidates.
Scary as well, man, looking at the setup on the angle. I felt like that was your one opportunity, at least, where you had an advantage in the engagement. Now, as time ticks by, it was a nice setup from XEZ on the top side, just scanning over the periphery of the building. They've got nades to play with as well, so if you crash onto this, TTG are going to have a bumpy ride through, dumping some of the defensive utility out as well. A few Molotovs into the field.
Trying to hold on to a little bit more for later on when you get closer, when you get forced into known nade range. Much more tricky to hit it around the buildings. I mean, when you don't quite know exactly where they are, you can argue that it would be good to put them in now and maybe find an opening knock against AGAL, but I'm going to try and levy that. Getting rezzed up there was a massive benefit for them. It means that they have this outpost all the way on an off angle. It's covering off so much ground and limits Thunder Talk's position really heavily. Not following through for that flush may have just been a crucial mistake for Thunder Talk.
On the other side of the coin, it's a play that could pay dividends for AGAL.
China versus China. This is
the worrying duo setup as well. Zone crunching in. We'll see if Maple's forced to advance over the hard cover towards the stops on the mark.
Nice,
yeah. XCZ still looking on the top side for the beaker. Sitting on the door. That's the nades in as well, and you're starting to take damage here. The shoe could be on the other foot, John. It looks very uncomfortable for TTG. A double nade on target. Flower and Maple blowing away too. Suddenly you were at panic stations.
Down they go with their backs to the wall. What more have they got? It's all up to Singh for Thunder Talk, but he does find an answer for one. Let's see if he's got any more. One versus four would be necessary. He's going to start out well, but it's not going to go his way. Thunder Talk, cower.
अबे यार टीटी वालों, अरे टीटी वालों को क्या बोले यार, अरे गन पावर तो ठीक है भाई, साला एक गाड़ी के पीछे कौन लम्बे पे आता है यार,
गाड़ी पहले लगा के पीछे आ जाना था।
हाँ ना,
करते थे पहले वहाँ पे पेड़ की तरह यूज कर सकते थे गाड़ी को।
चलो छोड़ो यार, चलो ठीक है चैट, बाकी के 2 मैच हम नहीं देखेंगे, हम जा रहे हैं जिम एंड हम उम्मीद करते हैं ओजी क्वालिफाई कर जाए, ठीक है, एंड ये भी देखेंगे कि कौन किसकी क्रश करता है, ठीक है। सो भाई हम मिलते हैं कल 11 बजे गेम प्ले करेंगे एंड 3 बजे करेंगे वॉच पार्टी। सो भाई जरूर आना कल, ठीक है। अभी अपना शेड्यूल सेट है, 11 बजे गेम प्ले, 3 बजे वॉच, सॉरी 4 बजे वॉच पार्टी, ठीक है जैट। टिल देन बाय बाय, टेक केयर, थैंक्स फॉर ज्वाइनिंग एंड भाई बेल आइकन को ऑल पे रखना, अगर नोटिफिकेशन नहीं भी आई ना तो 11 बजे आके चैनल पे देखना, लाइव आऊंगा मैं। बाय जेट।